Live from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township, Baycats TV presents the Inter-County Baseball League. And tonight, it's the Brantford Red Sox and the Barrie Baycats for the first time in 2025. Hi again, everybody, and welcome with Matty Gale and Julius Hern. I'm Ben Davy. It is a red out tonight at the ballpark as the fans join the Baycats players in wearing Throwback Thursday red tonight. Speaking of red, the Baycats were red hot last night at Christie Pitts in Toronto, finally delivering the runs offensively with this lineup that the teams have been expecting all season long.
A 17-7 offensive explosion from the Barrie Baycats yesterday, and it wasn't just that they were hitting the ball so well, they were seeing the ball really well at Christie Pitts, but they were getting on base really well. They drove 10 walks. Nolan Macabrota himself had 5. He was 6 for 6 getting on base in that game, but also they had 4 long balls. I think that was something they dearly needed. As Safewood Jones hit one pinch hitting in the 8th inning, and he's in the starting lineup tonight, so something he did yesterday earned him that starting lineup spot tonight.
As for the Brantford Red Sox, another frustrating start here for this ball club in 2025. Just one win in their first 11 games, but they're certainly getting their chances with some very close scores. You have to feel like maybe it might just be a matter of time for this ball club.
They're very much like Barrie in the sense that early on in the year they've lost a lot of close games, but it all starts with they have to start stringing hits together. That's kind of where it all starts, and it starts with Ren Toshioka leading off. Their leadoff hitter, their outfielder, he's going to get this ball rolling. He's hitting .350 already to start this year, maybe one of their most consistent hitters. It's all going to start with him against Juan Benitez.
All right, time for the starting lineups now. Here's our public address announcer with those, Rob Daniels.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Athletic Kulture Stadium for our 25th anniversary Alumni Night featuring the visiting Brantford Red Sox and your Barrie Baycats. Here are the starting lineups. First for the visiting Brantford Red Sox, managed by Tyler Susi. Batting first, playing left field, number 14, Rene Takioka. Batting second at second base, number 29, Lucas Bateman. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 1, Christian Ortega. Batting fourth, the catcher, number 15, Cassidy Watts. Batting fifth at first base, number 27, Matt Torresen. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 25, Nick Burdett. Batting seventh in center field, number 4, Brody Black. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 9, Max Schmarder. And batting ninth in right field, number 28, Graham Tebbett. On the mound tonight for the Red Sox, number 24, Nikolai Arbach. Fans, 20 years ago, the Barrie Baycats were young, seen as the underdogs, but that did not stop them. They went on a magical run and in 6 games defeated the Toronto Maple Leafs to capture their first Inter-County Baseball League championship. To help us introduce some of the 2005 Baycats team, please direct your attention to the video board.
Leading off the right fielder, number 16, Ryan Spatero. Batting second, the third baseman, number 10, Toby Legacy. Batting third to shortstop, number 32, David Latour. Batting fourth to catcher, number 19, Jordan Lundberg. Batting fifth to first baseman, number 20, Ryan Davis. Batting sixth to left fielder, number 18, Josh Matlow. Batting seventh to center fielder, number 29, Alex Borgo. Batting eighth to designated hitter, number 7, Matt Van And batting ninth to second baseman, number 9, Jared McCord. Batting for your Baycats tonight, number 31, Angus Roy. Here are the umpires for tonight's game, calling the balls and strikes. Chris Wilhelm. At first base, Joe Blake. At second base, Chubba Bay. And at third base, Jeff Rose.
And fans also here from the 2005 Baycats team, please welcome back Brad Bissell and Brad Grieveson. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2005 IBL champion, Barrie Baycats. And now the starting lineup for your 2025 Barrie Baycats, managed by 2005 Baycats left fielder and three-time IBL champion, Josh Matlow. Batting first, playing shortstop, number 11, Brandon Hernandez. Batting second, the right fielder, number 9, Willie Garcia. Batting third at first base, number 35, Malik Williams. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting fifth in left field, number 20, Nolan Macabroda. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 26, Adam Odd. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 44, Tyler Plumpton. Batting eighth in center field, number 33, Asafa Jones. And batting ninth, the second baseman, number 0, Francisco Hernandez. On the mound tonight for your Barrie Baycats, number 30, Juan Benitez. Fans, here are the umpires for tonight's contest. Calling the balls and strikes, we have Dana Case. Handling first base is Ryan Jackson. And at third base, Chubba Vey. Fans, at this time, we ask you to please rise if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats. And please direct your attention back to the video board as we take you back to Game 6 of the 2005 IBL Finals, and the late Denise Kenwell, who will sing tonight's national anthem just like she did 20 years ago.
Singing our national anthem tonight will be Denise Kenwell. Denise is one of our many valuable Baycats volunteers. You kindly rise and remove your caps for playing O Canada. Oh Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love is all my sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Time Inter-County Baseball League champion, Mr. Dave Mills. Dave, it's your pitch.
Way to go, Millsy, and what a fitting way to kick off tonight's ball game and the celebration tonight of the 2005 IBL champion Barrie Baycats. Hard to believe, 20 years ago this summer, This team won their first of 7 IBL championships in franchise history, and a great number of the players returning tonight to enjoy these festivities.
It just goes to show like what this team means to the community, even after 25 years, or this being the 25th season of the Barrie Baycats, and still a lot of people here remember the 2005 championship like it was yesterday. So really great to see that pregame ceremony and to see former President Dave Mills throw out that first pitch.
And for the fans that weren't around to remember that 2005 year, maybe they weren't living in Barrie, or maybe they weren't around 20 years ago. Hard to believe it was that long. But they, I think, brought out the dusty VHS cassette tape to play back the starting lineups from that Game 6 of the finals against Toronto. That was indeed very cool. All right, let's look at the starting lineup for Brantford tonight. Manager Tyler Susie handling bench boss duties this evening. It's Hern leading off in left field. Lucas Bateman, second base, batting second. Christian Ortega, the DH, bats third. Cleanup hitter tonight is catcher Cassidy Watt. Matt Torresan, the first baseman, bats fifth. Nick Burdett, the veteran third baseman, batting sixth. Brody Black, Max Schmarter, and Graham Tevitt, 7, 8, 9 for the Red Sox tonight.
On the mound for the Barrie Baycats is right-hander Juan Benitez. His first outing since May 31st. Comes into this one with an 0-1 record in 3 appearances, 2 of them starts, 13 innings. He's led 15 hits, 6 earned runs, 4.15 ERA. So for him, he's another guy that we said might start out the season a bit sluggish, a bit slow, but he's a guy that we know that could be a staple in this Baycats rotation. Went 7-1 last year, just to prove what he means to this team.
Yeah, I think everybody knows it'll just be a matter of time for Juan Benitez to get those numbers back looking the way they did in 2024, an earned run average of 2.95 last season. In fact, all 3 Baycats starters had ERAs under 3 runs per game.
All ranked in the top 6.
First pitch is a called strike at 7:42. Here in Springwater Township on a beautiful Thursday night. A great crowd on hand at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Here's the pitch. It's hit on the ground to first. Fair ball. It's in play and over to first for the out. 1 down here in the top of the first inning.
Let's run through the defense for the Barrie Baycats. In the outfield from left to right, it's Nolan Macabroda. Seifa Jones getting his first start of the season in center. Willie Garcia's back out there in right. In the infield, it's Adam Ott at third. Brandon Hernandez and Francisco Hernandez handling the duties in the middle infield. Malik Williams at first base, starting there back-to-back nights. And Tyler Plumpton is behind the dish, his second start of the season.
Night off for Tristan Clark after he hit a monster home run last night at Christie Pitts in Toronto. Barrie's 17-7 win over the Maple Leafs. 1 down, and here's Lucas Bateman. Here's the pitch, and it's a breaking ball, just misses in. The guys behind us commenting about how cool it is to have Chubba Vay at third base tonight as one of the 3 umpires, as he was on the field for that first championship in 2005 as well. Swing and a miss for a strike.
First base umpire in Toronto last night too, so it was pretty cool to see. He's pulling kind of double duty back-to-back nights with the Baycats.
He's done a lot of Barrie games over the last 25 years of this franchise. 1-2 pitch, and it's hit to the right side through for a base hit. Bateman aboard, 1 out.
Yeah, just getting under the glove of Malik Williams, who pulled out a nice play on that first batter, Tashioka, grounding out to him. That one just a little bit too wide on his right side. Hard hit off the bat of Bateman as well.
So it's Christian Ortega, the designated hitter, to face Juan Benitez. First pitch on the way, and it's high inside for a ball. So Chubba Vay was on the field in 2005, as was Baycats manager Josh Matlow, who, as you heard, was in the starting lineup for the Baycats that night. Brad Grieveson was a part of the 2005 ball club as well, and he is back for his second stint with this franchise. 1-1 on the way, and it's inside, count 2-1.
Like I mentioned earlier, the community that this organization provides, still crazy to think it's been 20 years and a lot of these people are still involved with this organization in some capacity.
It's evil, but it's hilarious.
Count 3-1 to Christian Ortega. Off to an outstanding start. 10 games, a .310 average coming into tonight.
It was Josh's idea. So Josh
Pitch on the way, and it's a high fly ball to left field. Well foul. And that one clears the fence past the Red Sox bullpen.
Just a bit early on that one, Ortega. He got a really good piece of it. Juan left one up hanging up for him, but...
Top three in this order for the Red Sox, Tashioka, Bateman, and Ortega, all hitting 300 or better coming into tonight's game. So some really encouraging signs from the top of the lineup here for the Red Sox early in this 2025 season. Runner goes, pitches a swing and a miss for a strike. Up to second goes Bateman without a throw. Strikeout for IMP North. There's 2 out in the inning. And here's catcher Cassidy Watt.
Oh, they repainted the V as well. That's nice. They should have done the retro logo.
So the Red Sox still looking for just their second win of the season. They are 1-0. They beat Guelph at home back on May 18th. That was an 8-1 Red Sox win. They have lost 8 in a row since. Trying to snap that losing skid here tonight in Barrie.
Well, a big part of that win was Pedro De Los Santos, an 8-inning performance from the Red Sox starter.
Had a lead against the Toronto Maple Leafs on Tuesday night, unable to hold that with a 9th-inning bullpen collapse. So the pitching, especially in the late innings, has been a concern for the Red Sox here in this first month of baseball.
That's true. You have more hits.
2 balls and a strike here to Watt.
Camera 1 hits high.
Matt Torreson, the first baseman, is on deck. No score. We're in the top of the first. Hit on the ground to short. Hernandez had to field that one through the screen of the base runner. Gets the throw over, and it's in time for the out. So the Red Sox strand a runner in the top of the first. We played half an inning, scoreless at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
I'm Chrissy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
First inning of play brought to you by Park Place, Barrie's Grand Slam destination for dining, shopping, and fun. See you after the game.
For the Baycats and manager Josh Matlow, it's Brandon Hernandez leading off. Willie Garcia in the 2 spot. Malik Williams at first base bats third. Ryan Rio cleans up. He's the DH. Nolan Macabrota in left, batting 5th. Adam Odd hitting 6th at 3rd. Tyler Plumpton, Asafa Jones, and Francisco Hernandez. 7-8-9 for the Baycats tonight.
And on the mound for the Brantford Red Sox, 4th appearance of the season for Nikolai Arbach. He a 6'8" right-hander, and he's got a lot to work with. A fastball that has topped out at 91 miles an hour before, so a lot of velocity, but also has a lot of movement and that deceptive sidearm delivery.
Can't recall the last time we had a product from South Dakota in a ball game here in Barrie. I'm sure it's been a while. I saw the SD next to his hometown, and I actually had to look it up. I'm like, what state is SD? Oh, yeah. South
Haiti,
Dakota.
South Dakota.
For some reason, I was thinking San Diego for a moment. I'm like, that's not a state. The lanky right-hander with a kind of a quasi three-quarter delivery.
Yeah, very deceptive, and especially when you got a lot of movement on his pitches, he's got a sinker, a curveball, and a changeup to work with as well, along with his two-seam fastball.
Kind of looks like a right-handed Chris Sale, to be honest with you.
It's a good comparison. Actually I'm not sure if you saw this. Speaking of Chris Sale, the Athletic Anonymous Player Poll, they ranked Chris Sale the one pitcher, or the most likely pitcher people wouldn't want to face in a World Series Game 7.
Brandon Hernandez swings and misses for the first out at the bottom of the first. And here comes Willie Garcia.
Give me the defense for the Brantford Red Sox in the outfield from left to right. Ren Tashioka, Brody Black, Graham Tebbett. Meanwhile, on the infield's Nick Burdett getting the start at third, Max Schmarter at short, Lucas Bateman at second, Matt Torreson at first, and Cassidy Watt behind the plate, catching his former college teammate.
Garcia to the plate for the Baycats. Arbach's first pitch. And it's just off the plate, ball one. Garcia with an average up to 262 now. After a little bit of a slow start through his first few games. He's been heating up as of late, has a homer, 3 RBIs. Fouls that one back to the screen.
Yeah, one of those RBI coming last night, and a single that kind of was in one of those crooked number innings that kind of got everything in motion. Moved up for the 2 spot in the order for the first time last night, and he's sticking around there tonight.
Yeah, the departure of Noel McGarry Doyle to Ottawa, the Frontier League, has kind of thrown the lineup into a little bit of a breadbasket, so to speak, as everybody kind of getting moved around a little bit, and Willie Garcia getting a chance up near the top of the order after being a middle of the lineup hitter early.
Well, I asked Josh Matlow last night after the game, and he said that you really no drastic changes. A lot of guys just moved up one spot.
Garcia fouls that one off to count 1-2.
But a couple of new faces in the lineup tonight we'll get to a bit later on. Tyler Plumpton and Safa Jones in the 7 and 8 spot. But aside from that, really similar to last night at Christie Pitts.
Francisco Hernandez started the season up near the top of the lineup, but being moved down to the number 9 spot actually seemed to help his offensive output considerably.
This team doesn't really have a bona fide leadoff hitter, so there's a lot to work with. Brandon Hernandez led off a bit last year, or at least hitting the 2 spot very often, so he's very used to the top of the order. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and it's fouled back. And the at-bat continues between Willie Garcia and Nikolai Arbach. Very typical at-bat for Garcia, who often finds himself in deep counts, fouling off pitches to keep the at-bat alive. Saw him do that in Toronto on a couple of his at-bats last night. Good take on a close pitch. 3-2. That one could have gone either way. I think he thought that was a strikeout pitch. He was on his way back to the dugout like a pace or 2.
Well, the count was 2-2, so he wasn't on his way to first. No argument from the Red Sox, but that was a very close pitch to take. Here's the 3-2 now. Swing and a miss. Garcia goes down. Back-to-back strikeouts for Nikolai Arbach.
Garcia really reaching for that pitch, and again, it's that deceptive delivery from Nikolai Arbach that can fool a lot of these Baycats hitters, especially those right-handers in the right-on-right matchup.
Here's another big man, Malik Williams. Williams hitting .286 through 7 games. First base tonight. First pitch low and away.
It was a double by Malik Williams last night that kind of got the party started offensively for Barrie in that 4th inning.
Here's the 1-0 pitch, and it's fouled back over near the Barrie on deck circle.
On that double, I'm not sure if you saw this, Ben, at the game last night, but he thought he hit a home run on that pitch. He kind of pimped it a little bit like as if it was going out, and it just barely didn't have the distance for it.
The fans in Toronto were really giving it to him as well. Malik's brother, Josh Williams, I believe, IBLer as well, and The Bushmen down the third base line were yelling out that they prefer Malik's brother.
Well, Josh was at the game, too.
So when Josh is on the field, do they yell out to Josh that they prefer Malik?
I was thinking about that last night. I'm sure they do.
Hit hard to second. Right at Bateman, though. Takes it on a couple hops. The throw over is in time for the out. Baycats go 3 up, 3 down. We played an inning scoreless here at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
For the Baycats in inning number.
Thinking about doing a renovation, but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Of play is presented by JC Unlimited.
Top of the second inning at Athletic Kulture Stadium. Red Sox and Baycats are scoreless. Let's check in now with our own Maddie Gale.
Thank you, Ben. So new ownership of Brantford this year, Terry Smith. He's actually here in the ballpark tonight, and I got the chance to talk to him pregame. He told me he's still unsure what to expect since the league's still new to him. He found the league in an ad one day, was interested, and now owns the team. He said he's excited to enter the baseball industry. Terry Smith is not new to the sports industry. He's a former football player for the Patriots. He's also becoming a driving force in women's sports, becoming president of the Women's Football Alliance. He's excited to see what he can do with the Red Sox.
Thank you, Maddie. And a ground ball into the hand of Brandon Hernandez, but he bobbled it and couldn't get the throw off.
Number 25,
Now that is going to be an infield hit. Torreson is aboard. A leadoff single for the Red Sox. Lots of changes in Brantford here in 2025. Jeff Lounsbury joining the organization after a stint as the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, he's a guy that's been in the IBL for so many years. You talk about the Maple Leafs for a couple years before last year, but also the Hamilton Cardinals for a few different stints, and also with the Burlington Herd at one point as well. So a guy that's, through his OUA head coaching career, is also very familiar with the Intercounty.
Lounsbury may have thought he was going to retire, but found himself back in baseball and said he was actually really excited about the challenge of rebuilding this organization and putting a competitive product on the field. A lot of new faces in the lineup here in 2025, and still in the early stages trying to get it all together here and make it a competitive season.
Yeah, he's kind of got his hands at the reins, very much like Josh Matlow being the GM and the manager.
Bounces up to the plate. Torreson stays put. Nick Burdett, a veteran third baseman at the plate. Burdett, a guy who can handle managerial duties as well. Tyler Susie is the field manager tonight for Brantford. Burdett takes one high, and the count is 2-2.
Burdett's 12th year in the IBL. That's pretty crazy to say. And you mentioned he can handle managerial duties. He actually handed over the lineup card pre-game.
Handed the lineup card to us. Hit on the ground right side. Williams goes to the shortstop, and it gets by Hernandez into left field. So runners on the corners now for the Red Sox. Burdett is aboard.
And not a strong throw at all from Malik Williams. It had the distance, but like just in the dirt, and it got away from Brendan Hernandez. No way he was going to be able to pick that one out of the dirt.
First error of the game for Barrie on the wild throw from Williams. 2 on now for the Red Sox and a chance to get on the board with Brody Black at the plate. First pitch strike. Former Baycats president Dave Mills is going to join us up here in the broadcast booth in the bottom half of the second. Always love catching up with Millsy. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 0-2. Benitez battling hard here with 2 on and nobody out in this second inning. Benitez wanted it, looking in for the call, didn't get it, 1-2. Black hitting just 182 in 11 games. Waggles the bat, and he waits for the 1-2 from Juan Benitez. Here it is, and he fouls it away to the right.
Someone's wearing a Christian yellow shirt.
We mentioned how important it's going to be for Brantford to start stringing some hits together, and while got 1 hit and reaching on a fielder's choice or an error.
Called strike 3 for IMP North. Second for Juan Benitez, and a big out here in this top of the second inning.
The shortstop, number 9, Max Schmarter.
So here's Schmarter, the shortstop. Torreson at third, Burdett at first. Runners on the corners. First pitch fouled back to the screen. Red Sox with 15 championships in their history since joining the Intercounty Baseball League in 1921. Their most recent championship, 2013, that was their 6th of 6 consecutive titles. Pretty amazing. The Baycats would start their own dynasty of 6 straight championships the following year. So you look at these 2 franchises that you're watching tonight. They represent 12 straight IBL titles from 2008 to 2019. Foul into the glove for strike 3. It's for IMP North. Back-to-back Ks for Juan Benitez. 2 down.
If you think about it too, Barrie lost in the finals to Brantford the last 2 of Brantford's 6-peat. So if you think about it, Barrie made the finals 8 straight years.
That is interesting. Can't think of any sports league where you had 2 franchises dominate championships for a period of time like that.
The only one that really comes to mind to me would be when Golden State Warriors, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the NBA met in the NBA Finals 4 straight years, but even that's not nearly as impressive.
Gives you an idea how rare that is. This one hits a short. Hernandez goes to his brother for the force out. It's in time for the out. So crisis averted for Juan Benitez and the Baycats as the Red Sox strand 2. We played an inning and a half, still scoreless, here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Number 27, Ryan.
Here come the Baycats in the bottom of the second inning. Our second inning brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate. Servicing Simcoe region for over a decade. It'll be Ryan Rio to lead it off for Barrie, Nolan Macabrota to follow, and Adam Odd all due up here in this bottom of the second inning. Very pleased to be joined in the broadcast booth now by Baycats former president, Dave Mills. Millsy, good to see you.
It's great to be here.
We love having you at the ballpark, and it's so great that you still come out here and
great.
support the team.
25 years, it's hard to believe. Wow.
You were very instrumental in bringing this franchise to Barrie for the 2001 inaugural season and stayed with the club right up to the pandemic and the canceled season of 2020, and then even came back briefly after then. What have you been up to in the years since?
Just watching a lot of baseball, and I get as much as I can to watch the Baycats. And what's kind of exciting now is the junior team. I was out here on Sunday and watched the junior team, and boy, this is great to have a junior team that can come up through the ranks and get involved with the big team. And so that's a real plus. Another good thing for the franchise, for sure.
Being one of the original builders of this franchise, I'm sure that's just a part of your DNA, having your eyes open for young talent and trying to assess, who's going to be a good ball player for our club. Yeah. What were some things that you were looking out for when you would assess young talent?
I think I got to give credit to the managers. Nick Owen started, and he dredged around the area to find a team, and then Jeff Sharp came next, and for a couple of years, and brought in a couple of players himself. So, and then obviously Angus brought in just talented players as well, and so I got to give them credit as opposed to myself. But I was always supportive of what they wanted to do.
One on for the Baycats as Rio is aboard. Nolan Macabrota to the plate on a called strike. We're chatting with former Baycat president Dave Mills here on this celebration of the Baycats' 20th anniversary of their first championship in 2005. Angus Roy was obviously a huge part of the 2005 championship and even the years leading up to that, and would inevitably become the second manager in franchise history following Nick Owen.
Angus, I'll correct you, the third manager, Jeff Sharp.
Jeff Sharp, correct.
Yes.
Sharp was the manager in 05.
I shouldn't
I know, thank you.
Play-by-play man here.
I appreciate it. Nick Owen, Jeff Sharp, Angus Roy.
That's correct.
Those were the first three managers.
That's correct.
And before Angus became a manager, was there any thought that you saw managerial qualities in him?
He was so good as a pitcher, and he just had respect of his teammates. And when time came to look for another manager, he was an obvious choice for sure.
One of the big storylines with this franchise, I can remember, Paul Spaljarek was on the mound for Toronto in 2005. And somehow Spally ended up here in Barrie to finish his IPL career and had some great seasons as a Baycat as well. Tell us about how that whole opportunity came about.
Jack Domenico, who a lot of people know, Jack was not good at giving up any players. But Gary Inskeep and I met with Jack and met with Jack and the commissioner, Jim Rooney at the time. And Paul Spaljarek only lived about 5 miles from here, maybe 10 miles from here. So he made the case that he should be playing in Barrie. So back and forth, but we finally got him. And being a professional pro that he was, having played for the Blue Jays, it really made the franchise something. So,
pretty exciting to have a former major league ball player. I guess he was the first.
Yes.
We've had several former big league players here in Barrie since, but and a lot of fans may not have known, the extent of everything that went on behind the scenes to get Paul Spaljarek here. But
that was exciting times.
No question. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss by Adam Odd. And the count is 0-2.
Gee, it was nice to see some of the 2005 players here tonight. We've got a little bit older, like we all have, but all good guys. And there was just a chemistry that was built back then that I don't know how you can duplicate that, but it was great.
Who were some of the first really big signings that you can remember bringing to this organization in those first few years?
Matt Logan. Do you remember Matt Logan?
I do.
Yeah, Matt Logan had played with Toronto as well, and he just he was a different player.
on the ground into left field for a base hit. So 2 on for the Baycats. This is what we want, Millsy, this inning to just keep going on and on here so we can keep you up here forever.
Okay.
Maybe the Baycats will score 8 runs.
But, what we tried to do was, where possible, kind of sprinkle in local kids and pros. And then in, I think, 2007 or 8, we started to go to Dominica and started to pick up players there. And
I don't know if the Baycats had like an official team captain, but I remember Ryan Davis kind of being the guy who was like a leader on the field and in the clubhouse.
Yeah. And I must say, in all the 25 years or 20 years that I was involved, the one player that I just thought he was really, really good was Jordan Lundberg.
Yeah.
He had talent that I couldn't believe.
Home run hitting catcher. Boy, he crushed some balls here, didn't he? To second, and a nice scoop. They go to short, and it's over the head of the shortstop and into left field. Here comes Ryan Rio with the first run of the game. Well, a great job by Bateman to get to that. A wild throw is well over the head of Schmarter. Rio scores, and it's 1-0 Baycats. Tyler Plumpton is aboard along with Adam On, and now it's the number 8 hitter, Asafa Jones. Think of the middle infield, Jared McCord and Dave Latour.
Yeah, excellent.
Just names that just roll right off the tongue, right? When
Alex,
you think of
Alex Borgo.
Alex Borgo, yes.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you put the ball in play.
Here comes Asafa Jones, the number 8 hitter for the Baycats. 1 out. It's a 1-0 Baycats lead here in this bottom of the second inning. What was it like for you being on the field, hearing the voice of Mike Clark on the PA again, reading off that starting lineup in 2005?
Certainly brought back memories, and again, you think back of the people that were part of the organization all the way along. Mike and Tim, the brothers, just.
So before the Baycats won their 6 straight championships, we should mention this club here tonight, this franchise, the Brantford Red Sox, did it before you guys did. And there must have been some point during those 6 straight Red Sox championships that you must have just felt like, what is it going to take for us to finally get over the top and get a championship again?
I think especially the last 2 years that we were beaten by Brantford, I think in probably 7 games each of them. I think the guys just got it. Hey, this is enough is enough. We're just going to let's just go out and beat them. And I always said, you have to lose and lose in certain ways in order to come back and win. And I think of the 2023 Baycats lost to Welland in the last game. Like they were, I think, 1 pitch away, or at least 1 out away.
1 pitch away from a 3-1 series lead.
Yeah.
This one hit pretty deep to the right side. It'll stay up in the park for the center fielder. Brody Black makes the catch. Runner's tag. At least Adam Odd does. He'll get to second. So Jones with a deep fly ball gets Odd to third. Plumpton will stay up first. And there's 2 down in the inning for the number 9 hitter.
But I guess
second baseman number 0, Francisco Hernandez.
When you're talking about 25 years of baseball, sometimes it seems all a little bit condensed. But when you actually map it out, you chart it out year by year, and you look at the 2005 team, and then it wasn't until 2014 that the 6-peat began. That's 9 years of trying to get back on top, and that's a lot of baseball.
And almost every year we were competitive, and we didn't have a down year. We just didn't get over the top, and all of a sudden you put it together and hard stopping us.
Yeah, it is remarkable. This franchise never really has seemed to go through a rebuilding, unless you count coming out of COVID and the massive amount of turnover that happened there, which is to be expected. But this Baycats franchise was always adding pieces.
Yes.
It was never blow the team up and start over again. This one right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. That's an RBI for Francisco Hernandez. As Adam Odd comes in, it's a 2-0 ball game.
The shortstop number 11, Brandon Hernandez.
So being back here at the ballpark today, you probably see a lot of familiar faces, people that have been here for a long time.
It's good to come back and see fans that have been here for 20 years to say hi and just get up to date. I think, Ben, I think that the more positive stuff that I see, other than obviously winning, was what we kind of did with the players. And kids came here to play, loved the city, loved how we treated them as an organization, and actually came back, got jobs, raised families, and I think there's 6 or 7 of them there tonight.
Yeah, really amazing.
I think that's what I think I take pride in having building a culture that the players really liked it here and said, hey, I want to come back here. And like Gary Inskeep gave them jobs, you know, in the summertime, and we had the billets that took care of them. So those are the things that I think we tend to overlook. But I see that as a real positive of the organization.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what were some of the selling points that you used to attract some of these talented players to come to Barrie and be a part of this franchise?
I think it was kind of word of mouth, to be honest. Like kids would go back to school or back to college after the summer and say, hey, geez, Barrie's a pretty good spot to come to. Maybe you want to come here, and they'd bring maybe a buddy with them who was obviously a good player. And it just, I think, more word of mouth and how it got through the league. And other teams, players on other teams wanted to come here, you know, and with the rules, with the not allowing players to come was somewhat difficult. But anyway, we came.
Well, I know for a lot of players, you know, Barrie sounds like it's a long way from Toronto. It really isn't. But you look at it on a map, and it might seem out of the proximity of the GTA, some of the other ball clubs. Did you sort of feel a sense that we really need to be super exceptional with our product here so that players will understand that this is worth coming up here and playing ball?
I think you're right, Ben, and I think that's true. Because we are almost the further, other than Chatham now, we're kind of the one far away.
Do you remember the Ottawa Fat Cats?
Yes.
What were those trips like going to Ottawa for the games? That's farther than Chatham even, I think. Swing and a miss. Hernandez down on strikes.
So no, it was all good. 20 years that I was involved, I guess almost 21. All good stuff, but I got to think back of you and just what else you did. You said it clean. That was professional. And I mean that. Never used to the Colts, the Colts games, and then you came here and did that, and I just said that. And then we had
yes,
doing the little radio thing.
Blue Jays play-by-play announcer now. So yeah, well, Dave, we owe a lot to you for giving us those opportunities to come up here and get a chance to do some broadcasting for this ball club. Thank you, Dave. Dave Mills, the former president of the Barrie Baycats. We have a 2-0 Barrie lead through 2 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Back for the Red Sox, left fielder number 14, Renee Takioka.
We're back to the top of the order in the top of the third inning. Red Sox and Baycats, and it's Barrie on top by a score of 2-0. Matty Gale, Julius Hern, and Ben Davy here at the ballpark on this Thursday night. It is Red Out Night, Throwback Thursday. Championship celebration from 2005, the first year that the Baycats won a title here in Barrie, and this one bunted, popped up. Benitez sees it all the way, takes it for the out, one down. Lucas Bateman to the plate.
So, Ben, you were mentioning to me during the break that if it wasn't for Dave Mills, by the way, great conversation. I wasn't a part of it, but I was listening in for sure. If it wasn't for Dave Mills, you wouldn't be here. So what was the introduction for you to this club?
Well, Dave was the one who got our broadcasts on Rogers TV. So suffice it to say that first year in 2005, my first year of live play-by-play sports announcing, I did the Barrie Colts play-by-play in the fall, but I did baseball before hockey that year in 2005 and got to meet Dave and just the other incredible people that were involved with this organization at the time. And if it weren't for Dave, I wouldn't have gotten that opportunity for sure. So I will forever be grateful for him giving me that chance. Fly ball to shallow center, and it's going to drop in front of Asafa Jones, who's in center field tonight. So another runner aboard for the Red Sox.
Yeah, second hit of the game there for Bateman. His first one was a hard hit to that right side, just getting under the glove of Malik Williams. But that one, it seemed like Asafa Jones maybe had a beat on it, just falls right in front of him. Not sure if he saw it right off the bat.
So the broadcasts in 2005 were a little bit different because they were produced by Rogers TV. They brought the truck here, and we worked for them. It was myself and Kim Jorgensen in the broadcast booth that first year in 2005. We'd have the Rogers TV crew here with the operating the cameras and directing and producing everything. We do all of that in-house ourselves now, and Rogers picks up our feed. So it's a lot different today than it was 20 years ago. We did a select number of games in 2005. We didn't do the whole home schedule like we do today. I think we probably did about 8 or 10 home games. It was just our first year getting our feet wet. And I'll always regret that we did not do a live broadcast of that Game 6 on a Sunday night in 2005. Here's the throw. They got him. Great pickoff move by Juan Benitez as Bateman was leaning a little too far, and he's picked off 2 away.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Game 6 initially rained out and then rescheduled?
Yeah, it was a Saturday night. We were here, we were ready to go, and it rained and rained and rained. And we wanted to get the game in so badly, but it couldn't even get started because of the field conditions. It was a hot, humid night, I remember. And so, of course, they rescheduled it for the Sunday, and we weren't able to get a live broadcast that night, unfortunately. Not enough crew, I guess, or whatever factors were involved. So
Recording is on our YouTube channel.
Some of the tape delays we had.
Somebody did record it, though, I think on a camcorder. They're telling me right now it was our own Brian Backland.
Yeah.
Brian, were you standing there with a camcorder filming that whole thing?
2005 final game, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Cam, I taped it on.
So it is on tape. You can watch it on YouTube. There's no commentary.
That's where the Jumbotron video came from.
And it's just a one-camera shot. But it is archived for Baycats fans to enjoy. How about that?
It's an important moment in this organization's history, and very happy to have it archived on Baycats TV YouTube.
Which is where some of that video came from.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Benitez kicks, deals outside. So I mentioned Kim Jorgensen. I also worked with Craig Ripley in those early years. Brad Terry did some play-by-play and color analysis. I believe Taylor Pope did a handful of games. Taylor did mostly Colts games with me. And Ben Schulman, we should mention, as Dave alluded to him, but very young Ben Schulman cut his teeth here in Barrie doing internet radio of the Baycats. Championship run over the 6 seasons. I'm not sure how many of those 6 seasons Ben worked, but Ben, of course, is the radio voice of the Blue Jays today. Line drive center field, base hit.
2-2.
Ortega aboard, 2-out single, and Cassidy Watt comes to the plate.
Look at that shot. Beautiful.
Ben Schulman and Dante DeCaria during those years. Ben infamously got to call a game alongside his dad, legendary Blue Jay broadcaster Dan Schulman, and Ben worked a game together.
Yeah, I've seen the photo of them in the booth together. That's really cool.
They were right above you guys.
Like the father-son moment.
Talk about feeling like you're, doing an ESPN broadcast or something. Can you imagine calling a game and Dan Schulman is right beside you?
Well, if you think about it too, so Ben Schulman was going to Syracuse at the time, and he would do Syracuse basketball radio, and his dad would do Syracuse games on ESPN on TV.
That is so cool. Back on the outfield grass is Francisco Hernandez, and he'll take it for the out, and that'll do it. Red Sox strand a runner, 2.5 in the books, 2-0 Baycats here at Athletic Kulture Stadium.
Hi, I'm Christy Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Third inning of play, Athletic Kulture Stadium is brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
Willie Garcia, Malik Williams, Ryan Rio will bat for Barrie here in the bottom of the third inning. 2-0 Baycat lead. Ryan Rio and Adam Odd both coming in to score in the bottom of the second inning. Willie Garcia, 7 at-bats last night at Christie Pitts against Toronto. He went 2 for 7. His average up to 262 now. That game last night in Toronto, 3 hours, 44 minutes.
It was a long one.
I was worried that the subway schedule might impact my drive home, or my ride home. Those trains run pretty late, though.
Was it 2 a.m. they were until? TTC?
Yeah, I think so. The GO trains don't run quite that long,
No,
but
they don't.
the TTCs do.
The last GO train from Union to Barrie is just before 11 o'clock.
1 ball, 1 strike to Garcia. Always a fun time at Christie Pitts and a great crowd last night.
Bushmen were out in full force.
Some new additions to the ballpark as well. I noticed beverage tents along the baselines and on the Toronto side, almost like a lounge, a VIP seating area with some rows of comfortable chairs for fans that want to be close to the action. I've never seen them do that before in Toronto, so they're doing some new things to bring the fans out to the ballpark.
And from that view, too, you're right next to the bullpen.
Garcia chases a high one. He's down on strikes. 1 away here in the third.
Yeah, both Brandon Hernandez and Willie Garcia have now struck out both times they've been up.
Five strikeouts for Nikolai Arbach. Here comes Malik Williams to the plate. Two runs, 2 hits for Barrie, no runs, 4 hits for Brantford. Williams 0 for 1 tonight. Called strike. The right-hander from South Dakota deals and just missed. Low in the zone, 1-1. 17 runs for Barrie last night on 18 hits. Just a solid attack start to finish from that game. Toronto scoring a good number of runs as well, but the Baycats not letting them get back in it.
Yeah, Toronto was up 3-2 after the third, but the Barrie put up back-to-back 4 spots in the 4th and 5th. And then a 5 in the 7th.
Cesar Rosado and Adam Kahn handling the pitching duties for Barrie last night. It leaves the bullpen well stocked for this evening's game.
Yeah, first career save for Adam Kahn going 4 innings. Second time that's happened though this year, where Cesar Rosado will go 5 innings, and then reliever coming in after him, 4 inning save. Brad Grieveson backed Rosado up earlier this year against Chatham with a 4-inning save.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was a save because of the score, but you're right, 4 innings. And he did get the save. Struggled at times, 4 earned runs in those 4 innings. But he was able to keep the Maple Leafs from making it interesting. Full count here now to Malik Williams. And a breaking ball for a called strike. Nice pitching by Arbach, 2 down. Absolutely froze Williams. Couldn't pull the trigger. Here comes Ryan Rio. Rio absolutely obliterated a baseball over the left field fence at Christie Pitts last night. Just .299 down the lines. The only IBL ballpark with foul poles less than 300 feet away from home plate.
If you think about it, from Ryan Rio, for him, he's averaging a home run every 2 games on his season already.
The kids were chasing that baseball down last night over near the playground equipment. That went a long way. 0-1 the count now. Rio walked and scored in the second. Here's the pitch. And it just missed, low and away. 1-1.
One of the left-handed hitters for Barrie last night were pushing the ball the opposite field, and Rio was very much in that category as well.
A big, strong left-handed hitter, but went opposite field with that home run last night. So 3 homers now for Rio this season, 7 RBIs, .476 average coming into tonight's game. The hottest start of any of the Baycats so far.
Hottest start of his career, too. You mentioned it earlier this year that historically he hasn't been one to start out a season hot. He's usually maybe a bit sluggish to start, and he'll pick it up later in the year. And exactly what happened last year. It turned into an all-IBL selection for him, but this year, very much the difference, and he wants to keep it going all year long.
Here's the pitch. That's a line drive to left field. It'll drop for a base hit, and maybe more. Rio, a wide turnaround first. He's going to take 2. Here's the throw, and it's cut off. A stand-up double for Ryan Rio with 2 outs in the third.
It's exactly what we saw last night, exactly what I mentioned just a moment ago. He's being able to push it, a hard hit ball the other way, that one going all the way to the fence in the gap.
Well, he's got a wedding to look forward to in a couple of months, and I'm not sure if that has anything to do with this hot start, but if it is, it's reason enough for Baycats fans. They'll take it. Nolan Macabrota now. South Dakota versus Saskatchewan. Midwest battle here. I was quite disappointed when I asked Nolan if he was a Rough Riders fan, being a big CFL guy. I was hoping he would be, but he said he isn't. He doesn't really watch the Riders all that much. He's a college football guy like most of these players are.
His brother was actually an all-Canadian college football player, his brother Evan.
I didn't know that.
It was actually a CFL draft pick by Edmonton.
Well, for whatever reason, Nolan didn't seem to have much CFL interest. He says he likes Georgia, keeps an eye on them throughout the college season, but left field and deep. It'll drop for extra bases, and it goes all the way into the corner. Ryan Rio will score easily. Nolan Macabrota with an RBI double. And the Baycats offensive attack firing on all cylinders here tonight. 3-0 Barrie.
That ball just kept slicing towards that left field line. It's a question whether it was going to stay fair, but it does. Lands directly on that warning track. Easy extra base hit for Nolan Macabrota, who had 5 walks yesterday. Didn't really get much to hit, but he did get 1 base knock yesterday and making Nikolai Arbach pay with a hard hit ball again.
Yeah, they wanted very little to do with Macabrota last night. Pitching around him very carefully. He did manage a hit. Was only official at bat last night with the walks. Here comes Adam Odd. Swing and a miss.
I can't remember seeing the last time, if at all. I'm sure it's happened in Major League Baseball, but I don't remember seeing last time someone had 5 walks in a baseball game. especially at this level.
Last player I can think of would have been Barry Bonds.
Yeah, they're probably all intentional.
So I'm standing behind the Baycat dugout last night at Christie Pitts, and Adam Odd is ripping open mustard packages and sucking back mustard packets. And I'm like, what are you doing? He says he does this before every at-bat, I think, as he has this thing with mustard packets. On the ground to second. And that'll do it. 3 out in the inning. The Baycats score in the bottom of the third. It's a 3-0 Baycat lead through 3 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Rogers TV and Baycats TV on YouTube.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation, but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
To the top of the fourth inning at Athletic Kulture Stadium, a 3-0 Baycats lead. Baycats Red Sox, first time in 2025, first of 6 regular season matchups for these clubs. Matt Torreson, the first baseman, will lead it off. First pitch from Benitez on the way, and it's up in the zone high, ball 1. So we were talking near the end of the inning there about Adam Odd and these mustard packets that he was ripping open and eating before his at-bats last night. And I was trying to figure out what the purpose was for it. You found out some information that apparently it's an activator of some sort.
Yeah, it kind of helps activate your nervous system. It stimulates your nerves. A lot of athletes do it across a lot of different sports. It's similar to like smelling salts. You see a lot of hockey players use smelling salts on the bench. It's the same kind of thing, but not really as intense. The idea is that the salt and the vinegar kind of helps activate your nerves and prevent muscle cramping.
Okay, so that makes a lot of sense, because my next question for him was going to be, why mustard? Why not ketchup or relish or mayonnaise?
Yeah, much more sodium and a little bit of vinegar and mustard.
Yeah, mustard will wake you up. Yeah, I would go, Brian just mentioned honey mustard. That's what I would go for.
Dijon.
So should we be having mustard packets before our broadcasts?
Oh, boy.
I don't know, maybe.
It wouldn't hurt.
Bouncing off the walls.
I mean, I don't think it would hurt.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Torreson. Benitez with the pitch, and it's pot foul. Well, I'll try some mustard packets before my church slow pitch game tomorrow night.
Okay.
Which is a lot different than this
There you go.
type of baseball, but still, we'll see what kind of night I have.
Hey, it might help you. You never know.
I only have 2 hits so far this season, so certainly won't hurt. First walk issued by Benitez tonight, and the leadoff man is aboard for the second time.
Third baseman number 25, Nick Burdett.
Here's veteran third baseman Nick Burdett.
Well, Adam Odd went 1 for 6 with a run scored yesterday doing the mustard packets in between at-bats. So, I mean, maybe you might be able to replicate that a little bit.
I wasn't sure whether he did it before each at-bat or just the first at-bat of the game. I'll have to ask him. This one hit a long way to right center field. And it is going to bounce against the base of the fence. Rounding third is Torreson. Here comes the throw. It's a high throw. Backing up is Benitez. Play at third, and that's a high throw too. Down with the tag was Adam Odd. Made a great leaping grab to keep that ball from going into left field. So the Red Sox get their first run of the game.
I think we covered it all.
Burdette standing at third base. Beautiful job by the pitcher, Juan Benitez, to back up that throw. He was exactly where he needed to be. His throw to third, though, was high and pulled Odd off the bag.
Yeah, I understand why the throw was high. It's kind of similar when you see pitchers make a play towards first base. It's a different arm movement. It's a different intensity of your throw, and I understand why that throw was high, but it seemed like if the throw would have been on line from Francisco Hernandez to Tyler Plumpton at home plate, it would have been there in time.
Over to the third base coaching box. Odd came down with it and came pretty close to getting a tag on Burnett.
Yeah, it had the swipe as he was coming down. Very close play at third, but again, that high throw was the difference maker.
Black takes a called strike. He thought it was up in the zone. It's 1-2 now. Nobody out. We're in the top of the fourth inning. Juan Benitez delivers. Popped foul. These teams meet again right here at Athletic Kulture Stadium Saturday, June 28th. And then they have a home-and-home July 11th and 12th. And then they meet again in Brantford after that. This one hit high and deep to center. Jones makes the catch. Burdette will tag. Here's the throw. And it's not in time. Bounces up to Tyler Plumpton. No chance to apply a tag there as Burdette crosses with the second run of the game for the Red Sox.
Shortstop, number 9, Max Schmarger.
Give Black the RBI. It's a 3-2 Barrie lead.
Yeah, Seifa Jones, his arm strength just wasn't there to be able to get Burdette at home plate. I imagine if maybe that fly ball was out to maybe Macabroda in left or Garcia in right, there might be a better shot to get Burdette at home plate.
Swing and a miss. Max Schmarter, the shortstop, struck out swinging in the second inning. So we mentioned the home and home between these clubs July 11th and 12th, and then they'll meet again in Brantford. This one down the line foul on the 18th. So they'll face each other 3 times in 8 days over that stretch.
Okay, what kind of nonsense is that guy saying?
No balls, 2 strikes. Benitez with the pitch, high and in. Baycats wearing Throwback Thursday red uniforms here tonight. The Red Sox wearing the navy blue, which actually is very, strikes a resemblance to the jerseys that the Baycats wore during their 6-peat championship. The dark blue with the red letters. The Baycats had a red jersey they wore way back in the very early years. Fastball, swing and a miss. Chased the high heat. And there's 2 out in the inning. That's strikeout for IMP North. And we're down to the number 9 hitter now, Graham Chebbett.
Second time Schmarter struck out swinging today against Juan Benitez. Ben, you've been with the Baycats quite a while. What's the favorite jersey of theirs that you've seen when calling games?
Well, I just love the traditional one they have now, the white with the blue script. It kind of looks Dodger blue. And I asked him off air. I said, Dave, I've always wanted to ask you if you were a Brooklyn Dodgers fan. And he said he was. He liked the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Detroit Tigers. This one down the line. It's a fair ball. The relay to first. In time for the out. Tyler Plumpton and Malik Williams. They never gave up on that squibbler down the line. It stayed fair. And they get the third out of the inning. So we play 3.5, 3-2 Barrie here on Rogers TV and Baycats TV YouTube.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Welcome back. Fourth inning of play is brought to you by Vintage Throne Barber Lounge, redefining gentlemen one community at a time.
Tyler Plumpton to the plate to lead off the bottom of the fourth for Barrie. Just to finish our thought there from before the break, and I mentioned Dave Mills was a Brooklyn Dodgers fan along with the Detroit Tigers, and I wanted to know if his fandom for the Dodgers had anything to do with the current Baycats logo design, and he said not directly, but there certainly may have been some inspiration there behind it.
Especially when you have that, at least right now, their white home jerseys, the red numeral, kind of below the player's left side.
And a B that looks a lot like the Brooklyn Dodgers
yes.
B. To third, Verdette makes the throw, not in time.
Wow.
Tyler Plumpton beats it out.
Tyler Plumpton leading off with a bunt base hit. You don't see that very often.
A couple of veterans. I think that surprised Burdett as much as anybody here in the ballpark. Let's check in now with Maddie Gale.
Thanks, Ben. It was a milestone night last night for a pair of Baycats as Noah Hull and Safa Jones hit their first ever IBL home runs in Barrie's 17-7 win over Toronto. Hull hit a solo shot in the 8th, and Jones on the Baycats starting lineup tonight went right behind. This moment showed the depths that Barrie's lineup has. Jones told me before the game that he feels like he finally found his rhythm. He doesn't feel like he has to try as hard anymore, and that he feels good and confident in his role as a Baycat.
Thank you, Maddie, and he'll be getting a little more playing time now with the absence of Noel McGarry-Doyle. That gives him some extra opportunities in the outfield for the Baycats. He's in center field tonight.
I heard a story from Tristan Clark, who was the starting center fielder last night. He was telling Safa Jones in batting practice, hey, don't try so hard in the cage. It'll come to you. And he said that immediately after saying that.
Tyler Plumpton just got the right leg back on the bag. Boy, that was close on the snap throw down.
Maybe the bunt gave him a little bit more confidence about his speed. The bunt base hit. But to finish my thought, he said later on that Jones was actually hitting the ball better after that mentality change. You're not trying so hard in the cage. Just focus on that one thing, making better contact. That's exactly what happened, and it kind of paid off last night with his first IBL home run.
Well, that's kind of what Maddie was alluding to there. Is it's not a matter of not trying as hard, but maybe just not overdoing it in your preparation.
Absolutely.
And you're still putting out the effort. Doesn't necessarily mean you're not trying, but it's just kind of letting the game come to you, I think, is how it
absolutely
how it happens for a lot of these players. There's a called strike. Jones leans back.
More about loosening up in the cage. I think what Clark was saying, that he was seeing Jones start to tighten up and feel like it was a game situation, but really it's just batting practice.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Fouled off to the left, and the count holds at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Baycats with a pair in the second, a run in the third. Brantford with 2 in the top half of this fourth. 3-2 ball game here between the Red Sox and the Baycats. Right-hander Nikolai Arbach checks the runner. Plumpton with the lead. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Jones kind of with a bit of a lunge, flailing through that swing. It's another strikeout for Nikolai Arbach.
Yeah, not a great looking swing there from Jones. Very much chasing that ball outside the zone. you got to wonder how much this deceptive delivery from Nikolai Arbach is having an effect on these Baycats hitters.
Yeah, that release point is certainly a lot different. The location of the release point is a lot different than what they're used to. See that low arm angle. And a call strike to Hernandez. Arbach today has struck out 2 in each of his first 3 innings. One out here on the 4th, and Plumpton draws a throw. Well, the Red Sox figuring if he's a threat to bunt, he might be a threat to steal.
Well, he got a really good secondary lead, and it kind of prompted the pickoff attempt.
Pitch is inside. Each team with 5 hits. Red Sox looking for their second win here of 2025. Arbach comes set. And he deals. Inside. Plumpton goes. Here's the throw, and he's out. So Plumpton thrown out at second. 2 out in the inning.
Cassidy Watt's got a great arm behind home plate. We saw in the pickoff attempt there, and didn't scare off Tyler Plumpton enough to try and take second base.
Well, they checked on him a couple of times. 2-1 pitch, off speed, and is fouled back over the screen. Plumpton had 3 stolen base attempts last season and swiped 2 of them. So he was 2 for 3 last year in stolen base attempts.
I see what you're saying about
Pretty sure that's his first of 2025. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out in the inning. Number 9 hitter Francisco Hernandez at the plate. Arbach is ready. Here's the pitch. Foul back to the screen.
That was the 20th stolen base attempt against Cassidy Watt, the Red Sox catcher. He's now thrown out a quarter of those. So he's 5 for 20 on throwing runners out, attempting to steal.
Arbach deals, and it's lifted to right, and it will drop for a base hit. So the inning will continue, and it's back to the top of the order for Brandon Hernandez. So that was a big caught stealing for Cassidy Watt to get Tyler Plumpton at second, because it would have put runners at the corners. Hernandez now to the plate. 2 strikeouts to his name here this evening. Pitch is outside, and Watt scampers on that loose baseball. Francisco Hernandez definitely a threat to steal. He's a perfect 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts so far this season. And now a balk is called. No stolen base necessary for Hernandez to get to second.
I went to 3.
And there is action now in the Red Sox bullpen. Right-hander Carter Bettis warming up.
So Brandon with a chance to drive in his brother, runner in scoring position.
I'll go after this pitch.
1-0 on the way. Called strike. Red Sox off tomorrow. They're in Guelph to play the Royals at Hastings Saturday at 1 o'clock. And then they host Kitchener at Arnold Anderson Stadium in Brantford Sunday, 2 p.m. Carlos Verde and Nick Mass will have that call for us on the Red Sox page on YouTube. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Oh, 1-1, excuse me. This one right into the glove of Nick Burdett. And that'll do it. So the Baycats strand a runner in the bottom of the fourth and continue to lead 3-2 through 4 here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
For the Baycats in inning number 4.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
Top of the fifth inning at Athletic Kulture Stadium. The Baycats lead the Brantford Red Sox 3-2. Leading off for Brantford is Ren Tashioka against Juan Benitez. Aside from a 2-run fourth inning for Brantford, has looked very comfortable.
Well, we mentioned right from the outset some close scores for the Red Sox despite a 1-10 start. Certainly not what they had in mind here in 2025, but have to feel good about how competitive they've been in a lot of these ball games, and tonight is shaping up to be no exception.
The 0-1 from Benitez, down low. And the Red Sox 0-5 in one-run games this year. Meanwhile, the Baycats 0-4 in one-run games. And it's crazy if you think the Baycats, you flip those one-run games into wins, they're 8-2.
Yeah, you look at the standings and it's just like, it's kind of crazy some of the anomalies that you look at. The Hamilton Cardinals right now coming in at sixth place, despite having only scored 28 runs so far.
Ball forward taken by Tashioka. Leadoff man's on for the Red Sox.
So the Cardinals have been winning a lot of low-scoring, close games as well.
Second baseman, number 29, Lucas Bateman.
Red Sox 51 runs scored. That's just 3 less than the Guelph Royals, who went all the way to the IBL Championship Series last year.
It's just Lucas Bateman, who's had a couple hard-hit singles in this game already. He takes a first pitch strike.
I really want to bring up the strikeouts.
A little early to be standings watching, though.
I've asked this to a couple Baycats players. I've asked Josh Matlow this as well, Andrew White, third base coach as well. When does early end for you in a baseball season?
Well, certainly when you get through June, things start to shape up pretty clearly as far as the top half and the bottom half. We did see a gap between the top 4 and the bottom 5 teams last year. Well, and Jackfish winning the pennant. And then there was, if I remember correctly, there was a bit of a logjam 2 through 5 or 2 through 4 certainly behind Welland. And then quite a bit of separation between them and the bottom teams.
0-2, runner goes. That's a line shot out to right field. Another base hit for Bateman. Rounding second, heading to third is Tashioka. The throw gets away from Adam Odd. But it's close enough to the third base where he can keep the runner at bay. Bateman moves up to second base, so another line shot base hit for Bateman. He's 3 for 3 in this ball game.
Yeah, and a nice job on the hit and run for the Red Sox. Fans might ask, why hit and run? Well, it draws the infielder over. When you've got the runner in motion, in this case it was the second baseman, that opened up the hole on the right side.
Hitter number 1, Christian Ortega.
And these infielders know how to defend each hitter that comes up to the plate, but when you put a man in motion, that opens up a hole on either side. And in that case, it worked out perfectly.
So first mound visit of the game taken by Barrie, just between Plumpton and Benitez. 2 on, nobody out. So maybe the biggest trouble that Benitez has had in this game so far.
Well, this seems to be very typical for Juan so far in 2025. He seems to have base runners to deal with almost every inning. Often is able to pitch out of those jams, but hasn't had the same sort of streak of clean innings like he had last year.
First pitch to Ortega's popped out of play. Just finish up your thought. You're talking about the standings last year. Well, it actually was a Baycats win, the final game of the regular season against Brantford, that locked them into that number 2 spot and set them up for their playoff run.
Well, you know, the one thing that's even more futile than looking at the standings this early in the season is looking at the power rankings. Nearly spat out my coffee earlier this week when I saw the Baycats at number 7 in the IBL power rankings. And I'm like, there's not a single fan around this league that thinks that this is a 7th place team.
And seeing Chatham at number 2, as hot as they've been lately, Barrie beat them by 10 runs in this ballpark too. So, you know, there was a lot of parity in the league. You saw Welland finally get their first loss, but I think they're undoubtedly that number 1 team.
And to be fair, I think one of the ideas with the power rankings, again, they really don't mean anything, but I think it's the idea is that it's more of a reflection of who's hot right now than necessarily who the best teams are roster-wise.
Called strike 3. Benitez gets a strikeout for IMP North, and Christian Ortega can't believe it, arguing with home plate umpire Dana Case as he walks to the dugout.
Ortega better be careful because he's looked back twice now at home plate umpire Dana Case. Case giving him a very long leash here as Ortega now turns around a 4th time to bark at him. Tosses his bat aside, and Case just ignoring him. Ortega very, very fortunate there not to get a quick exit from this ball game.
So 1 out in the inning. First pitches have popped just over our heads by Cassidy Watt.
1 out on the board. I need 1 out on the bug too.
A lot of times umpires don't care so much in a situation like that what you have to say to them. It's how demonstrative you are about it. And Ortega was very demonstrative as he turned around several times.
Watt calls time. The interesting thing was Dana Case was a home plate umpire here on Sunday afternoon for one of the junior team's doubleheader games, and he had an ejection of one of the Leaside players pretty early on in that game, about 2nd inning, I believe. So he's not afraid to give you an ejection if you deserve it. There's the 0-1. Popped up on the infield, playable. Infield was in. Brandon Hernandez makes an easy catch, 2 down.
Well, I tell you, it's just a small thing, but I absolutely love the hustle from Juan Benitez. Again, sprinting back to the backstop to back up the catcher, just in case that ball did drop and there was a play at home. He would be in the right spot. Didn't end up being a factor on that play at all, but it's great to see a pitcher with those defensive instincts.
Juan Benitez, a pitcher's pitcher. He knows what to do when he becomes an infielder and that ball's in play.
Well, that's what you are. You are an infielder. There's no point standing around on the mound. You may as well get to a base or back up a throw.
Ground ball. Adam Odd ranges over. The throw on to first is in time. Baycats get out of the inning. They strand 2 in scoring position and hold on to a 3-2 lead as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just Each, like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Fans from 400 Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
Bottom of the fifth for One-Eyed Jack Barrie. Bring your same-day Baycats tickets before or after a game and get 10% off your bill.
Willie Garcia to lead it off for the Baycats here in the fifth, followed by Malik Williams and Ryan Rio. They have a 3-2 lead over the visiting Brantford Red Sox. Nikolai Arbach back out for his fifth inning of work, the 6'8" right-hander. Couple of runs for Barrie in the second, added on one in the third, and that's the difference in this ballgame so far. Garcia has struck out both times he's faced Arbach so far in this game. As time is called by Cassidy Watt.
Very unusual to have a catcher visit the mound before a pitch has even been thrown in the half an inning.
No mound visit, no mound visit.
Dana Case with the palms down, signaling no mound visit. Not sure what the issue might have been there, but a quick word.
So crossed up signals, most likely. That's why you see the home plate umpire go out with the catcher. First pitch from Arbach here in the fifth. Just low. Cassidy Watt was expecting a called strike there.
So while you were calling the 22U game on Saturday afternoon, I was invited to sit in the owner's box with Baycats manager Josh Matlow and this man at the plate, Willie Garcia, along with Nolan Macabrota. And, well, it was just a who's who of Baycats greatness in that box. Francisco Hernandez was up there with us, and I got a chance to talk to Willie a little bit. And Willie was telling me that he, one major league player that helped him learn English was Josh Bell.
Interesting.
A fellow Dominican. I think he's with Washington Nationals still. Played for them at one time, I know that for sure. But
well, he was in the Pittsburgh Pirates organization the same time Garcia was.
So that, yes, you're right.
That
they must have spent some time together,
and
maybe in the minor leagues or something like that.
Yeah, and that was before Garcia made it with the White Sox. As he strikes out there, swinging for the first out. Let's check in with Matty Gale.
Thanks, Julius. There is a familiar pair-up on Brantford tonight. Nikolai Arbach and Cassidy Watt were former teammates at Dakota State. The two built a strong connection during their time there, and that chemistry could be a real asset for the Red Sox this season. Arbach told me that Watt was the reason he joined the IBL. He said that at Dakota State, Watt told him about the league and asked him to come. Arbach also told me about his time playing summer ball in Alaska and how much fun he had with baseball and also, surprisingly, fishing. It will be interesting to see these two play together this season.
Thank you, Maddie. You don't often see that kind of connection, especially with a battery. As that ball's popped up by Williams over first base side in play, and making the catch is Matt Torson.
Well, 8 strikeouts tonight, 13 on the season coming into tonight, so give him 21 on the season now.
Number 27,
He's only walked 1 tonight. So 21-16, the strikeout to walk ratio for Arbach here in his 5th game of the season. If he enjoys pitching, I wonder if he'll pitch well against the Welland Jackfish when he faces them.
Yeah. He was telling us about his fishing and said that his summer in Alaska playing ball up there was the most fun he's ever had. As Rio pops that one out of play just past the Brantford dugout. He was saying like he'd go out fishing for about 4 hours a day after you do your morning workout, have a practice or a game, and 4 hours of fishing. And he said he would hit the catch limit pretty fast up there.
Yeah, not unusual. A lot of ball players love to fish. Golf is the other one we hear a lot about. Yep. They take their game very seriously. Sometimes building those disciplines into a different sport or activity aside from baseball can actually kind of translate into some success in their on-field play as well.
Well, I think for those two, golf and fishing especially, they're very tranquil activities. Rio hits one on the ground to second. Bateman scoops it up, the throw into first is in time. And that'll do it for the Baycats here in the 5th. They go 3 up, 3 down against Nikolai Arbach. We head to the 6th inning, still 3-2 for Barrie. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run.
The 6th inning of play
3-2 Barrie over the Brantford Red Sox here as we start the 6th inning. Juan Benitez back out for inning number 6. He'll face Nick Burdett. Had an RBI double his last time out. That was back in the 4th inning. Later scored. And a 2-run 4th inning for Brantford.
Benitez has retired 4 in a row. That's not a lot of runs since the 3rd. Really like the pace that he's working at here tonight. Big contrast from Cesar Rosado last night in Toronto. Really slowed the game down.
We were actually talking about that pregame, and the difference between Cesar Rosado with runners on and nobody on is very different.
Yeah, at some point, I didn't have time today, but I do want to go back and watch some video and actually put a pitch clock on Rosado to see how many seconds he's taking, especially with runners on base, because he really slows the game down.
I was filming the game, and I was, for some of the game, I was on the first base side near the Baycats dugout, and I was getting shots of Rosado leaning in, looking in to get the sign from Lelise Beltran. And I got a really long establishing shot of him on a few occasions and noticed like he's taking a long time in between pitches, leaning in, looking for the sign.
Well, not only leaning in, but just wandering around the mound and really just taking a long time to kind of get himself together and get in position. And some pitchers like to do that more than others. Of course, in the big leagues, you got the pitch clock. You can't take all the time in the world out there.
Called strike 3. Burdett goes down looking for IMP North, a strikeout for Benitez, and he has more words for Dana Case.
Center fielder number 4, Brody Black.
Sixth strikeout of the game for Juan Benitez. And that pitch is inside on Brody Black.
Yeah, so that's 4 in a row for Juan now. I said 4 in a row the last at bat, but the walk and the single in the 5th, and he got out of that.
The way he's been able to strand runners, aside from that 4th inning, has been very impressive. Stranding 2 in scoring position in the 5th inning after a walk and a single to lead off the inning.
We just complimented him on his pace, and then he took a long walk on the grass about a third of the way to second base.
Hey, we didn't have to look in long for Tyler Plumpton on that pitch there. He just got on the rubber and came set almost immediately.
Yeah, when he's ready, he's ready.
Well, he's down 3-0.
Doesn't shake off the catcher at all, really.
3-0 is a called strike.
I'm just saying because there's like 3 balls.
That game last night, 3 hours, 45 minutes, 24 runs scored in the game. Christy Pitts is known for those high-scoring games, and when the pitchers are taking their time, it just drags it out even longer.
Full count now on Brody Black, the center fielder. 0 for 1 with the sacrifice fly. His pitch is up high. Taking every pitch in that at-bat, he works a walk. First base run of the inning for Brantford.
I would not mind at all seeing pitch clocks come to the IBL, and I think it's just a matter of time.
Shortstop number
I think everyone's
9,
gotten used to them now in the
Smarter.
major league level, and most would agree that the quicker pace of game is a little bit more enjoyable to the fan experience and keeps the game moving along. So a little bit of an investment in the technology for sure.
Runner goes, pitch is high, the throw down to second base isn't in time. Francisco Hernandez gets a glove on it, keeps it in front. So stolen base for Brody Black.
He got a great jump on Juan Benitez there, who, as we mentioned, doesn't take a lot of time coming to home plate.
I used your shot and then I went to
Black read that delivery right out of his hand.
It's runner on second now. Pitch. Foul tip in the glove. It's 1-1. That's Max Schmarter at the dish.
So to install a pitch clock, I guess you'd need 3 of them, right? You'd need 1 in center field and then 1 on either side of home plate near the on-deck circles. Yeah.
Yeah, you see it if you watch college baseball. The pitch clock next to, or like behind home plate from the center field camera view, is very noticeable. In a lot of different ballparks, it's much closer to right behind the plate than it is in major league parks. And it's almost the entire height of the backstop.
Yeah, I can definitely see it coming to the IBL eventually at some point.
Yeah, it's more of an investment in technology than anything else.
Of course, having somebody to operate it at each ballpark as well.
Popped out of play. See another 1-2 here from Benitez to Schmarter.
But, I mean, if it's part of the big league game, it should probably be part of the game here in the IBL as well, too. That's my own view on it.
Well, it's standardized in professional minor league baseball in the United States.
Yeah, it started there, actually.
Yeah.
So
Benitez 1-2, swung on and missed. Another strikeout for Benitez for IMP North. 2 down in the inning.
We don't want to be the only league in the world with 4-hour games, so.
Well, from a fan's perspective, you're getting your money's worth, I guess.
You get your money's worth for sure.
There's number 9 hitter, Graham Tebbett. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the second. And then had that slow rolling play that Tyler Plumpton made and on that first base line to end the 4th. Impressive play from the Baycats catcher. Looked like he was almost waiting for it to go foul and then realized it was going to stay left of the line.
Yes. They don't pay for me to switch. No, they don't. They do pay for disposal.
2-0 now.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many like that this season, at least in this ballpark, right down the line like that last one was, but it had enough spin on it to stay fair.
Brody Black on second. Graham Tebbett, the number 9 hitter at the plate. Benitez's pitch. Breaking ball just high.
Just kind of get the sense that this might be a small ball type of game here in the second half. As we head into these late innings, every 90 feet of real estate is so important.
Benitez right back in at 3-0 is called a strike.
That's twice this inning he's been behind in the count 3-0 and battling back again here now.
The first time was Black, who worked the walk. 3-1, cut on and missed. Another full count for Benitez.
Really dialing it up with a fastball there. It's one of the hardest thrown pitches of this ball game.
And you don't usually see the high heat for Benitez, but he knows when to bring it out. These important moments, fans getting behind him on a 3-2 with 2 out. Cut on and missed. Benitez strikes out the side. That one for IMP North. Stranding another runner in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Baycats still lead it by a score of 3-2. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. It's brought to you by Moving.ca. 2 small men with big hearts moving. Your original Canadian 2-men movers. When you think 2 men, think with big hearts, your Canadian choice.
3-2 Baycats. We're to the bottom of the 6th inning. Julius Hern along with Ben Davy, Matty Gale, our entire Baycats TV crew. And this is shaping up to be a nice close ball game. 3-2 for Barrie. Nolan McAbrother will lead it off, the number 5 hitter for Barrie, followed by Adam Ott and Tyler Plumpton. It's been the middle of the order for Barrie that's really gotten everything started. The top 3 in the Baycats order collectively 0 for 9. McAbrother takes the first pitch inside for ball 1.
Well, I know it's only Thursday, and we do have a ball game here on Saturday afternoon, but I wanted to take this opportunity to wish my dad a happy Father's Day. Just got a text message from him, and he's watching on Baycats TV tonight, so.
Base knock into right field. Leadoff man gets on for Barrie off the bat of Nolan McAbrother.
Happy Father's Day to my dad and to all dads that are watching. I know the father-son experience is really special in a lot of families here at the ballpark. See a lot of dads and their kids, and I brought my kids to Baycats games here for many, many years. And it's a wonderful thing. So we wish a happy celebration for all dads who are watching the broadcast here tonight this weekend.
Yeah, I know this will. Our PA announcer Rob Daniels, his father-in-law, is at the ballpark today.
Yeah.
First pitch to Adam Odd, breaking ball outside. Odd singled and scored in the 2nd, and grounded out to end the 3rd. Tyler Plumpton on deck. McAbrother the lead off first. Being held on by Torson. The throw back from Cassidy Watt. Swipe tag not in time.
I think McAbrother thought he had a little more time than he did. He was a little nonchalant there getting back to the bag. But he knew how much time he had, and that was a strong throw.
You got to imagine Cassie Watt practices that back pick play quite often. He's tried it multiple times in this game.
He's keeping them honest. And even if you don't get the runner, that's a big part of it right there. Just making sure that they take an honest lead.
Odd pops a foul out of play on the left side. 2-1 the count now. Did see some action in the Brantford bullpen earlier. Carter Bettis was throwing. There is another right-hander in their bullpen as we speak. 2-1 pitch, swung right through by Odd, 2-2. The Red Sox released left-hander Damian Clark about a week or so ago, so now they only have one left-hander on their roster, and that's Pedro De Los Santos. So only right-handers to work with tonight out of the bullpen. That one's lined into center field. Base hit for Adam Odd. Second hit of the game. Brody Black had an issue picking it up out of the grass, but no harm, no foul. 2-on now for Barrie. Nobody out.
Tyler Plumpton.
Well, we mentioned it's Father's Day this weekend, and a lot of these players are dads, of course, on both teams. And Tyler Plumpton loves bringing his kids to the ballpark. We got to meet them here for the charity game that we did with the Barrie Food Bank, Home Runs for the Hungry. And one half inning, Tyler had his kids out there in the outfield with him. That must have been a fun experience for them.
It looked really fun. I also saw they were warming up together. I think he did that in the home opener as well. So he's not shy to bring his kids around the ballpark. And you love to see that from these guys. They're trying to get baseball into their kids' kind of DNA at a young age and have them grow up around the ballpark. It's a very rewarding experience.
Well, future 22U players, right? Got to keep that pipeline well loaded.
Absolutely. First mound visit here for Brantford is a full one with the infield and acting manager Tyler Susie.
Well, a crucial point in this ball game, certainly for Brantford. 2 base runners on, nobody out. Arbaugh has pitched so well tonight. A little bit of activity in the Red Sox bullpen now as they get some arms ready.
You see a lot more bodies moving around down there than we saw a little bit earlier. Tyler Plumpton showing bunt. The throw back to second, sliding in safely is Macabrota. Saw the whole infield kind of do a cycle around with Burdette charging in to home plate. Shortstop Max Schmarter having to move over to third base. So,
well, you have to think that was drawn up with that mound visit. That's exactly what the plan was, and sort of a pinwheel move. The third baseman charging in, the shortstop going to third, and the second baseman sneaking in behind the runner at second, Macabrota.
Plumpton laid one down earlier. They run the same outfield play. He slaps one into right field, having to come in. It's Graham Tebbett. He won't get there. It falls in front of him. It leaves enough room to hold the base runners to just one extra base. So bases loaded now. Another base hit for Tyler Plumpton. Still nobody out in the inning.
Adam Odd seemed a little more certain that ball was going to drop than Nolan Macabrota did. He was a little bit late getting down to third, but he had to be careful because if that ball was caught, he didn't want to be too far off the bag at second. So as a result, it creates a bases loaded situation for the Baycats and a chance to really build themselves a nice lead here in this bottom of the 6th inning. Another mound visit. So this may be the end of the line for Arbaugh, and it looks like
it will be. Can't record it out in the 6th inning. We'll have a new pitcher, another right-hander coming in for Brantford, inheriting a bases-loaded situation in a one-run ball game in the 6th. We'll have more on the new pitcher in just a moment right here on Baycats TV. Bases loaded, nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be a Safa Jones coming up against a new pitcher in the ballgame for Brantford, right-hander Carter Bettis.
22-year-old rookie making his 4th appearance here in 2025 for Brantford. Last worked against London on June the 8th.
Breaking ball to Safa Jones is outside. Bettis from Waterloo, Ontario. He goes to Wilfrid Laurier University. Previously played with the Kitchener Panthers junior team. Getting his first IBL shot with the Brantford Red Sox. Infield moving in with the bases loaded, nobody out. Jones sets one, go between his legs, coming in to score is Nolan Macabrota. It's 4-2 Barrie. So odd now at third, Tyler Plumpton at second. It's the wild pitch scoring a run. That's going to be charged to starter Nikolai Arbach.
Bettis did a little bit of mop-up duty in the 20-5 loss in Kitchener on May the 31st, but did a nice job. Got through 4 1/3 innings. Scoreless and allowed just 2 hits.
That one called on the outside corner. Jones doesn't like the call. Infield still in this close game. Just now 2 runs. They're going to try and cut down a run at home on a ground ball. 2-1, nobody out. Jones checks his swing, he peeled down the third. He didn't go around, so 3-1.
The Red Sox are being very mindful of bunt situations in this inning and really throughout the game. They've got infielders on the grass right now. Did that pinwheel move a couple of times to get the third baseman charging earlier.
3-1. That one gets away from Cassidy. Coming in to score is Adam Ott. It almost looked like that ball hit Jones on the foot. But nonetheless, it's a free pass to first base. So runners from the corners now, and now a 5-2 ball game.
And unfortunate for Cassidy Watt, who has been so strong behind the plate tonight for the Red Sox, unable to handle that ball. Looked like it glanced off of Jones's foot or the lower part of his leg.
So still nobody out. 3 base hits and a walk to start the inning for Barrie. Number 9 hitter Francisco Hernandez takes the first pitch strike, and a desperately needed strike there for Bettis. Couple wild pitches, bringing in a couple Barrie runs. The 0-1 catches the outside part of the plate.
Bettis averaging about a strikeout an inning through his 3 relief appearances so far this season. 5 strikeouts and 5 1/3, and boy, he could sure use one here.
Hernandez down 0-2. He's got a base hit each of his first 2 times up. His brother on deck. Bettis' delivery. Called strike 3. Similar pitch to the 0-1. Outside part of the plate gets Francisco Hernandez looking.
Well, exactly what he needed, and that sets up a double play opportunity now for the Red Sox as they try to keep this score close. It's still just a 3-run lead for the Baycats, so the lead's still very much within reach. You want to get out of this inning, though, with minimal damage.
First pitch to Brandon Hernandez, just low. So Tyler Plumpton on third, Safa Jones at first. Hernandez 0 for 3 so far as the leadoff man.
Cameras look to be good in terms of lighting.
Yeah, not bad.
Ground ball looked like it went off of him, and it did, bouncing up, hitting his arm.
Middle infield here shaded around slightly to the right with the left-hander at the plate. Schmarter at short, Bateman at second. Best case scenario here for them would be a ground ball up the middle.
Bettis looks in, looks back at first to Safa Jones with the lead. The 1-1, called strike.
Now if you're Bettis, you want to keep that ball down in the zone so that you can induce that ground ball and get that double play to get out of the inning.
A lot of hard hit balls from Brandon Hernandez come about torso high, so keeping the ball low, like you mentioned, is very key.
Well, he was up in the zone in the last 2 pitches, that one up near the eyes.
And Watt with the pump fake down to first, holding the runner Jones back. Still being aware of Plumpton at third. 2-2, 1 out. Pitch from Bettis, breaking ball just outside. Count full.
What a take by Hernandez there with 2 strikes. Gutsy move as he lays off and looks for something better here on the 3-2.
Here's the pitch, ground ball, left side, it's gonna get through for a base hit. Tyler Plumpton comes around to score. Jones takes a risk and gets to third safely. The throw gets away from shortstop Max Schmarter.
Well, a good throw would have got Jones by a mile. Unfortunately, it was a weak throw and a bouncer.
Willie Garcia.
Hernandez moved up to second on the throw, so now 2 runners in scoring position yet again for Willie Garcia. That throw won't go down as an error.
A good piece of hitting by Brandon Hernandez, working that count full, getting a pitch that he could go to the left side, stay out of the double play, hit it nicely in that hole between third and short.
So I'll bring up Willie Garcia. Struck out each of his first 3 times up today against Nikolai Arbach. Still just 1 out, infield in. Garcia takes a breaking ball low.
Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Willie told me that Josh Bell helped him learn English. And the other thing that he mentioned about Bell is the way he marveled at his work ethic, specifically after the game. He would go into the batting cage and just spend hours and hours hitting baseballs.
1-0, ripped into right center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Jones scores, Hernandez scores. It's a 5-run 6 for Barrie.
Well, that has to feel good for Willie Garcia after 3 straight strikeouts of Nikolai Arbach. Carter Bettis comes into the game, and Garcia wastes no time driving one into right field, clearing the bases.
Yet another mound visit here from acting manager Tyler Susie. There has been action even after the most recent pitching change, and there will be another. Bettis' time is done after just a third of an inning. Another new pitcher coming into the ball game for the Brantford Red Sox after a 5-run 6th inning for Barrie. We'll have more on the new pitcher. Just 1 out here in the 6th on Baycats TV. Malik Williams coming up with Garcia on first, new pitcher in the ball game for Brantford. Just after a third of an inning from Carter Bettis is now Colby Klepper.
Yeah, this is a big start, or a big appearance, a big relief appearance for Klepper, who's anxious to put the Toronto game Tuesday night behind him. Came on in relief, worked just a third of an inning, and allowed 5 runs, 2 earned.
Also defensive change to note, Jeremy Veilleux in for Brody Black, playing left field. That moves Ren Tashioka into center. First pitch to Williams is inside.
For relief pitchers, these bounce-back appearances are so crucial. Anytime you have a rough outing, you want to get back out there on the hill as quickly as possible. Nothing worse than a long layoff between games, and you want to get out there and get things working for you quickly in a hurry.
1-0, Williams fouls it straight back to the screen. Really saw that pitch well out of Klepper's hand.
Klepper, yet another first-year IBLer for the Red Sox. You and I were commenting off air. A lot of rookies, a lot of first-year players on this Brantford roster.
Yeah, not a whole lot of veterans. We talked about Nick Burdett earlier, 12 years in the IBL. By far the most on this team. Williams waves, checks his swing. The appeal down to first. He did go around. It definitely looked like he did. So it moves the count to 1-2.
Ryan Jackson, first base umpire tonight.
Klepper's 1-2 to Williams. Wave, but just got a piece of it, did Williams.
You look at this Red Sox roster, and they truly are trying to build something brand new in Brantford with these young players. A lot of them getting their first taste of the IBL, and then keeping the centerpieces as well, the Nick Burdett's and the Jeremy Veilleux, the guys who've been here for a long time, and hoping that these young players will be able to glean from the guys who have been here for quite a while.
1-2 from Klepper on the ground. Shallow grounder left side. Smarter charging in, makes the play at first, 2 down. Brantford almost looked at their infield, thought that was out number 3, but just out number 2 allows Garcia to move up to second on that soft hit grounder.
If it was hit a little harder, it would have been a tailor-made double play, but because it was hit so forcefully into the ground, that kind of killed it. And Schmarter had to charge that ball, got off a good throw, but as a result, only able to get the 1 out at first.
9th batter of the inning for Barrie is DH Ryan Rio. 1 for 2 with a walk, couple runs scored in this ball game so far. He's got Garcia in scoring position. Just saw Burdett at third kind of shift more towards the shortstop part of third base, and he crushes that one into left field. It's going to drift foul and land up against the fence in foul territory.
I thought that ball was going to clear the fence. Well foul of the left field pole, but
just kept slicing and slicing. Rio got a good piece of it.
He hit an opposite field home run last night.
Yeah, I know. But we're doing a good job in terms of cameras. I went off.
So 0-1 here on Ryan Rio. Colby Klepper comes set. Garcia the lead at second. The 0-1. Rio cuts and misses. Big home run cut from the lefty.
Like a shark smelling blood in the water. Rio salivating over that pitch.
As we mentioned, had a huge home run yesterday in Toronto, his 3rd of the season. Looking to add on here. Barrie leads at 8-2 here in the 6th. The 0-2 pitch from Klepper fouled away.
Just to give you an idea of the outfield dimensions at Christie Pitts, center field is almost the same distance as the right and left field foul poles here at this ballpark. And
Barrie,
299 down the lines.
Barrie has taken advantage of those hitter-friendly parks. Toronto 4 home runs, Kitchener 6 home runs at Jack Couch Park earlier this year. Another 0-2, Rio cuts and misses. Goes down swinging to end the inning, but Barrie puts their stamp on this game and breaking it open. An 8-2 lead as we enter the 7th inning. Ben Davy back on the mic to call it for you right here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats!
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
This telecast is presented by the authority of the Intercounty Baseball League and the Barrie Baycats Baseball Club, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or retransmission in any form is strictly prohibited. As the Red Sox will get their first look this season at Baycat left-hander Christian Lazar.
Yeah, just the third appearance this season for Chris Lazar, and his first one went really rough, but most of that was his defense behind him, a few errors in Welland, and he came back at last home game against Welland and really settled in a scoreless inning to kind of get him back in the groove in this 2025 season.
8-2 Baycats. We're in the top of the 7th inning here at Athletic Kulture Stadium with Julius Hern and Matty Gale. I'm Ben Davy.
Perfect, thank you. What did we need?
Third appearance of the season for the left-hander. Former Hamilton Cardinal and Welland Jackfish. And now time is called as catcher Tyler Plumpton will go out for a chat.
Yeah, signals crossed up. Dana Case, home plate umpire, going along with them. Chris Lazar, 4.15 ERA through his first 2 appearances this year, just 4 1/3 innings so far. He's been hit around 11 hits allowed so far this year, and 2 earned runs. Those both were in Welland. But 6 strikeouts. Told me earlier this year he's not trying to become a starter again, but he's very fit into this relief role.
And a bunt attempt is foul on the left side. Lazar telling us before the season he's really happy about where he's starting from this year as far as his health goes, and rehabbing an injury last year. This year feeling much better than he did a year ago. Mississauga native really enjoying his time since joining the Baycats franchise a year ago. This one back up the middle. Hernandez is unable to glove it cleanly. Hernandez was moving to first, but the ball wasn't. Well, that'll be E6.
Another error for Barrie in this game. Think about this, Ben. That was the 4th time in this game that Tachioka has led off an inning.
Yeah, that is interesting. Well, number 9 hitter Graham Tebbett is 0 for 3. But it's just a weird irony that he's been the 3rd out all 3 of those innings. Well, the whole idea is to get your leadoff man up in the leadoff position as much as possible. So I guess when you're putting the lineup together, that's a good sign that you got the guys in the right spots.
Just can't seem to get that kind of that lineup turnover. You mentioned Graham Tebbett 0 for 3 so far. Those 3 outs kind of killing what Brantford had going in a couple of different innings.
Tachioka now 0 for 3, but he's reached on the error and the walk. Lucas Bateman 3 for 3 tonight in the number 2 spot. Malik Williams holding on the runner. Nobody out here. Runner goes. Here's the pitch. It's inside. The throw down. Not in time. Stolen base for Ren Tashioka.
Another great jump there from Tashioka despite the left-hander Christian Lazar facing him directly. A couple of these Brantford runners seen it from Tashioka. Saw it from Brody Black when he was in the ball game. Great jumps and a couple stolen bases.
Tashioka's second stolen base of the season. He's now a perfect 2 for 2. Lazar, 3-2 count. Kicks and deals. On the ground, hit weakly. Hernandez charges, makes the off-balance throw in time for the out. Tashioka to third, one away. It's been a busy night for Brandon Hernandez at shortstop.
Designated hitter number 1, Christian Ortega.
Okay, reset, please.
Christian Ortega, 2 strikeouts tonight. Starter Juan Benitez hitting the 100 pitch mark this evening. Didn't feel like it. He was moving along at a pretty good pace, despite having base runners to deal with every inning.
Both starting pitchers actually finishing their outings at 102 pitches.
All 6 innings, Benitez had base runners. Arbach got the Baycats 3 up, 3 down twice. Up the middle and through. It's a base hit. Tashioka will score. Give an RBI to Christian Ortega. And the Red Sox make it an 8-3 ball game.
15, Cassidy Watt.
Another hard hit ball there from Ortega. Same similar thing happened in this 3rd inning base hit.
7 hits for the Red Sox now tonight. And if you're Brantford, this is what you got to do. Just keep chipping away here. 5-run deficit now. Still have 8 outs to work with. Certainly not insurmountable. We have seen stranger things here at the ballpark. Middle infield looking for that ground ball. It's lifted high and foul. Right side, Williams gives chase. It's just out of his reach.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Williams caught it off the bat right away when Watt made contact. It was going to be a tough play no matter what. It almost looked like he was going to slice out of play.
He took kind of a looping route to that ball rather than going straight back. Kind of went to his left, our right, a little early, and then tried to sprint back. It was just out of his reach. Watt 0 for 3. 0-1 count here to face Chris Lazar. The pitch on the way. Called strike. And it's 1-2. Runner leads. Lazar deals. Pitch is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Baycats 8, Red Sox 3. Top of the 7th, Lazar deals in a high drive, deep left field. Back is Macabrota at the wall. It's gone.
I got that on my camera.
A 2-run bomb for Cassidy Watt brings the Red Sox a little bit closer. It's now 8-5 Baycats.
Lazar just served one up to Cassidy Watt, who struggled already tonight so far, 0 for 3 until right there. A home run, you mentioned, just kind of piecing it together for Brantford. 3 runs in this inning, they're only down by 3 now.
So the Red Sox trying to battle back.
Number 27, Matt Torreson.
After a 5-run bottom of the 6th for the Baycats, put them comfortably on top. Red Sox with some work to do. 3 in this top of the 7th, and still only 1 away.
I hit the home run thing too.
This is Matt Torrance in the first baseman. Pitch from Lazar, and it's lifted down the line, foul. Lots of arms available in that bullpen for Josh Matlow. They only used one last night. That was Adam Kahn in relief of Cesar Rosado. Chris Lazar, the first reliever for Barrie here this evening. Swing and a miss. Tyler Plumpton will make the throw down to complete the strikeout. It's brought to you by IMP North, 2 away.
Well, now being a 3-run game, if this score holds as we get to the 9th inning, it could be a safe situation. We might see Carlos Sano a little bit later on. As much as Matlow, I'm sure, wouldn't want to use Sano a couple nights before a huge game against the Welland Jackfish right here.
Well, that will be the final game of the weekend for the Baycats here, 4:05. And this one looped over third and a left field. Down the line, it's a base hit, and the inning will continue as Burdett is thinking too, and he's got it. Suddenly the tying run is on deck.
The seeing high single there from Burdett, just right over Adam Ott at third base, and kind of that shallow corner where the dirt meets the grass in left field. Kind of a perfect spot for a short double. Nick Burdett takes advantage for extra bases.
He is a veteran hitter. Saw a pitch he liked and was able to drive it right down that line for a double. Scoring position for Jeremy Veilleux. Max Schmarter is on deck. He represents what would be the tying run in this ball game. So not a lot of wiggle room left here for Chris Lazar as this lead dwindles down now to 8-5. The veteran left-hander kicks and deals. Inside, he's behind 1-0.
Talking about Nick Burdett being a veteran hitter, 12th year in the IBL, as we've mentioned earlier. Before this game, 60 games against the Baycats in his career, including the playoffs. 267 average and a couple home runs.
I got the kids, yeah. I got him like holding the ball.
2 balls, no strikes. Veilleux fouls it back to the screen. Veilleux with a 292 average, 7 games coming into tonight. Steady offensive presence for the Red Sox. Here's the pitch. Outside corner for a strike. 2-2. And Lazar now 1 strike away from putting out this fire in the top of the 7th. Here comes the crowd at Athletic Kulture Stadium. They are ready, as is Lazar. The pitch bounces up to the plate. Good block by Plumpton.
Plumpton's
3-2 count.
A lot of work to do for Tyler Plumpton behind the dish. A lot of those breaking pitches from Christian Lazar in the dirt.
The crowd again behind Chris Lazar. 3-2 count. Now time is called. Smart move by the veteran. Waggles the bat. He knows he'll see something good here on the 3-2. Lazar is ready. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout for IMP North, and it gets the Baycats off the field. But not before the Red Sox add 3 and make it a 3-run game. It's stretch time as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
fans from Foreigner Chrysler and Barrie Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. This year, we are the community partners of the Barrie Baycats. Community is near and dear to our hearts here at the dealerships and one of our core values, so we can support local and shop local.
One of your mics is on.
Seventh inning of play brought to you by Sleeman. Real ones, no. Now let's hear it from Maddie Gale.
Thank you, Julius. Jeremy Valut is a big player in Brantford's lineup. We just saw him at bat and now in outfield, and there's a full circle story here. He was first brought into the IBL by Jeff Lounsbury when he signed with Hamilton in 2021. Now, a few seasons later, he's playing again under Lounsbury, but this time in Brantford, where Lounsbury took over this season. I didn't get the chance to talk to him pregame, but it will be interesting to see how that connection pays off this season.
Thank you, Maddie. Nolan Macabrota, bottom of the seventh inning for the Baycats. As they look to respond, Brantford putting up 3 in the top half of the inning. Macabrota, Ott, and Plumpton are due up here for Barrie in the bottom of the seventh. Chris Lazar with a big strikeout. Jeremy Valut to end that bottom of the top of the seventh. Could have been worse.
Yeah, came into this game for Brody Black when Colby Klepper came into the game. Kind of a incognito defensive change there. But Valut, a veteran on this team.
Right side, and it's picked up by the second baseman. The throw over, it's high, it's in time for the out. Great job by Matt Torreson using that tall frame of his. And what an effort by Lucas Bateman to make the sprawling play at second.
Incredible effort there from Bateman. It was going to be tough. Macabrota was hustling down that first base line. You mentioned it, Torreson just barely able to stay on the bag and complete the out.
Macabrota runs well for a big man. And Adam Ott now comes to the plate.
Hey, Costello, you suck!
Ott today is 2 for 3. Singled twice and scored twice. First offering on the way, it's a called strike.
Adam Ott 2 for 2, and each time he's reached, or excuse me, 2 for 3. Each time he's gotten on with the base hit, he's scored.
Just got a piece, and he fouls it over to the Barrie dugout.
Struggling in last night's game until he got a base hit later on in the ball game, and you can tell that really when you saw him at first base, kind of settled in. You know, it seemed like it was a kind of a weight off his shoulders, finally getting that base hit in his 6th at bat.
Here's the pitch, high and away. Baycats up 8-5 here on our 25th anniversary alumni night. A lot of former championship Baycats here in attendance tonight. Introduced in a nice pregame ceremony on field prior to today's game. Got a lot of special nights on the calendar this year, the next of which is Tropical and Caribbean Night. That is on July 3rd, and we can only hope it'll be a lot warmer than it is right now.
It's always a hit. That one and Country Night always seem to be the best ones.
Military Night is on the schedule this year as well. The Country Night, if you're looking forward to that, is the July 31st game. That is a Thursday night leading into the civic holiday long weekend.
You say that like you're not excited for Country Night.
Not my favorite music genre, but you know, I just love seeing everybody out here having a good time. Swing and a miss. Odd takes a whiff and misses.
Do you have a favorite theme night? Not only this season, but maybe in the past?
Oh boy, of all the theme nights that we've done, I mean, it's hard to top the alumni nights. It's great just to see the former players here. My least favorite would probably be the Christmas in July one.
Interesting.
I don't like thinking about winter in the middle of summer. I'm surprised a lot of fans do, but some fans really got into that Christmas one we had. I think we only had it once and we didn't bring it back. So how about yourself?
Well, I loved Christmas in July. It's not my favorite, but like I enjoyed seeing Santa come out and throw the first pitch and all decked out in baseball gear. That was fun. Country night is typically the best one, most popular, highest energy. That one probably tops it off for me. See the players in boots and cowboy hats if they have them in batting practice. It's really fun to see.
I'm amazed how many of these Baycat players just love country music. I was asked to DJ Ryan Rio's wedding. I'm going to have my country playlist ready to go for that.
That sounds like it's going to be a fun time for you.
I'm sure it will. Been looking forward to it for a long time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tyler Plumpton. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And it's right back into the glove of the pitcher, who slams the ball down on the mound. And a 3-up, 3-down inning. Third time tonight, the Baycats have gone 3 up, 3 down. We've played 7. It's 8-5 Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV.
Step up to the plate at Park Place. The latest fashion, delicious dining, exciting entertainment. Hungry after the game? Stop by one of their patios or grab a sweet treat for a grand slam of flavors to satisfy every craving. Park Place, where every visit is a home run. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield.
Thinking about doing a renovation but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
21-year-old Braden Pakala on the pitch for the Barrie Baycats as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Brantford now 6 outs to work with, trailing by 3. They scored 3 in the top of the 7th. And we'll face another left-hander here for the Baycats.
Yeah, Barrie going back-to-back lefties. Don't really see teams often having that luxury, but they've done it a couple times now this year. Braden Pakala, second appearance of the year, pitched 3 innings. ERA of 3 in that one outing. Gave him 5 hits and 3 runs in that game against Welland. Second game of the season for Barrie, that one.
Well, you always need quality relief arms on any intercounty baseball league roster, and Pakala definitely one of those arms, especially being a left-hander. But could see quite a bit of work as a 22U pitcher as well on that team this year, I would have to think.
Yes, absolutely.
Not sure if you've seen him in any games yet this year, but
no, just the IBL action for him so far.
Bounces up to the plate. Last year, 12 games, 1 start, along with those 11 relief appearances. An 0-2 record with an ERA of 8.3. This one to the shortstop, Brandon Hernandez. Throw over to first. That's in time for the out. That ball took a little bit of a skip in front of Hernandez, who's had a busy night at shortstop, but fortunately nothing that tripped him up too much. He stayed with that and fielded it cleanly, one away.
Yeah, looked like that big bounce was kind of nearing the lip of the grass in the infield, but Hernandez, sure-handed, stays with it. Makes a clean play.
Foul back to the screen. He's talking about the 22U Baycats, and one of the things Josh Matlow has done so well is given so many of those young players IBL opportunities even prior to the start of the 22U schedule, and especially with his pitchers. This one to center field, and the catch is made by Asafa Jones straight away, 2 down. Ethan Morris, Jonathan Warden, Jason Roach all getting IBL appearances.
Center fielder number 14, Renee Takioka.
There's Ren Tashioka.
Back to 2. 1 looks good. 2 outs in the inning. No one on base.
8 runs and 11 hits for the Baycats tonight. 5 on 10 for Brantford. Pakala falls behind here, 2-0.
I mentioned earlier, it's a luxury for Barrie to bring out back-to-back lefties, and especially against a team that only has one on their roster.
Definitely an asset, I guess, especially against a lineup that has left-handed hitters. Tashioka tonight has reached base twice.
First time he's up without leading off the inning.
That's true. 4 straight at-bats where he led off tonight. On the ground, broken bat to first. And Pakala covering, but he can't get there in time. Not a whole lot they could have done differently there. Williams gloved it as quickly as he could. It was just a foot race between Pakala and Tashioka, and he had no chance.
Well, that's what makes Tashioka a great leadoff hitter. It's that speed, and talked about him in the open of this broadcast. I think 350 already to start this year coming into tonight, that being his first hit of the game. Making use of maybe his best asset, that quick feet of his. He's already stolen a base tonight, so he's definitely one that could go here.
Tashioka with the lead at first. Williams holding him on. Just missed off the outside part of the plate. Not easy to get a healthy lead off a left-handed pitcher like Pakala.
He stole a base off Chris Lazar last inning, got a great jump.
Down in the zone, and it's a 3-0 count. Walk this guy, and the tying man comes to the plate. Lucas Bateman. Pakala needs a strike here. 3-0, runner goes. Pitches high, ball 4. So back-to-back base runners for the Red Sox. Not what the Baycats wanted to deal up here in this top of the 8th inning.
Designated hitter number 1, Christian Ortega.
This is Christian Ortega. He represents the tying run in this 8-5 ball game.
Carlos Sano now warming in the Baycats bullpen. So still could be a safe situation if the score were to hold 8-5. Think about after that 5-run 6th for Barrie. It seemed like they were breaking it open, but Brantford still piecing together a comeback.
Interesting decision here as they leave Pakala in to face the right-hander, and he's low on the first offering. Sano, the righty, warming up in the Baycat bullpen. 1-0, Pakala needs a strike here. 1-0 pitch. Taking all the way, and he catches the corner for a strike.
Yeah, perfectly placed slider there from Pakala.
Had a little downward movement, but it stayed up enough. 1-1 the count. Ortega, 2 for 4 tonight. Runner goes. Here's the throw down, and the tag is not in time. So Ren Tashioka gets to third. Bateman stayed put. Surprised he wasn't off with the throw to third, to be honest with you.
I just didn't have him on.
Big moment here for Christian Ortega. Here's the pitch. Popped foul. This could be Pakala's last hitter of the night either way.
Sano's accelerated his warm-up.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and it's on the ground and through into center field. Tashioka will score. It's an 8-6 ball game, and the inning will continue. Great piece of hitting by Christian Ortega. Just drove that ball into the ground fiercely, right up the middle.
3 hard hit balls for Ortega in this game.
Catcher number 15.
3 for 5 now, and it seems like Brantford's seen the ball well. They just haven't been able to string them together, and this inning might be able to turn the tide for them.
Baycat coach Andrew White out, apparently just to buy a little more time for Carlos Sano.
Oh, I like that. Can you grab Sano again on 2?
Keep in mind, there's just 2 outs now. Force play in order here on the infield, so could take 1 weakly hit ground ball to end this inning for Barrie.
Home plate umpire Dana Case giving them all the time they need. Andrew White walking as slowly back. Look at this. That is the slowest walk back to the dugout I have seen in a long time. If you're Brantford, aren't you just a little bit upset about that? I don't know.
Surprised we didn't hear anything from the Brantford dugout.
Nothing. Case stayed right behind home plate, did not move. I mean, that wasn't an extraordinarily long mound visit, but even still. Yeah, the walk back to the dugout was as long as the mound visit. Pakala with a fastball misses. He's behind in the count.
Sano's amped up his warm-up. The hoodie's off. He's in game uniform. You're right. It could be the last batter here for Pakala.
Lefty deals. Swing and a miss. Big strike there.
If it is 8-6.
I believe the count is 2-1.
2-1, the count on the Backland Baseball. Again, thank you very much.
2 outs. We're in the 8th. On the ground to third. Odd. Gloves it. Makes the throw across in time for the out. A little surprised Odd didn't just run to third base with a force. Makes the throw, but it all worked out for the Baycats. So the Red Sox get a run. They make it a 2-run ball game. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Barrie 8, Brantford 6.
In the 8th inning.
Thinking about doing a renovation, but don't know where to find the best prices and quality? Go to Reno Liquidation Depot, where you'll find vanities, flooring, toilets, exterior doors, and so much more. Visit Reno Liquidation Depot today.
It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game, hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Barrie Baycats Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game.
Highview Contracting Group in Barrie and Simcoe County, offering award-winning hardscape, interlocking, pools, excavation, and more. Call 705-985-7669 or highviewcontracting.ca.
What if a thrift store could change lives? Barrie Families Unite is making it happen. Essential needs support for those families in our community who need it most. Charity gives. Dignity empowers.
Eighth inning of play brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Glad to have you along on Rogers TV Barrie and Baycats TV on YouTube. We welcome viewers from Brantford as well who might be enjoying this broadcast. An 8-6 Baycat lead, bottom of the 8th inning. Center fielder Asafa Jones will lead it off. Jones was hit by a pitch and scored in a big 6th inning for the Baycats that saw them add 5 runs. Seems to be a little bit of confusion over the appeal at third there as to whether or not Jones offered at that pitch.
Nick Burdett playing up again at third base. Maybe expecting a bunt here to lead off the inning from Jones.
Called strike to Asafa Jones. Don't forget the Welland Jackfish are here again Saturday afternoon, 4:05. They were the undefeated Jackfish when they were here last time. Just recently suffered their first loss of the season. Still on top, though, in the IBL standings. 2-1 count to Jones. Klepper with a pitch. That's a called strike as well. 2-2.
Jones has looked at 2 really nice pitches in this at-bat so far. Gotta wonder what he's waiting for here.
Red Sox fans will enjoy a Sunday afternoon against the Kitchener Panthers at historic Arnold Anderson Stadium. That's their next home game. They have a trip to Guelph prior to that on Saturday afternoon. Jones and the Hernandez brothers all due up here in this 8th inning. Baycats on top by 2 runs. Payoff pitch. High fly ball left center field. It'll stay in the park. And the catch is made by the left fielder, Jeremy Veilleux.
The second baseman, number 0, Francisco Hernandez.
That was the center fielder, Tashioka, I believe. Veilleux in left, Tashioka in center. So it's Francisco Hernandez, the number 9 hitter. First pitch low and outside.
Hernandez started the game very hot, 2 for 2 with an RBI single, and since then struck out looking against Carter Bettis.
That one just missed off the plate, outside 2-0. Looking ahead to the top of the 9th, Red Sox will send Matt Torreson, Nick Burdett, and Jeremy Veilleux, trailing by 2 runs or more. Barrie looking for some more insurance, and this one driven to left field pretty deep. And it'll stay in the park. Catch is made by Veilleux in left field. 2 down. Looked good off the bat.
Yeah, had the trajectory, just didn't have the exit velocity. Maybe the ball making contact a little bit inside on the bat of Francisco Hernandez.
So back-to-back fly balls off Colby Klepper, and it's Brandon Hernandez. Nice bounce-back effort here for Klepper tonight, coming off that Tuesday night meltdown for the whole Brantford pitching staff in that 9th inning.
Yeah, I'll defend Klepper. The start of that 9th inning didn't go well for him. A lot of errors and pass balls were really a theme in that 9th inning as well.
Inside, count 2-0. Yeah, plenty of blame to go around for that blown 9th inning lead against the Toronto Maple Leafs, at home no less, on a Tuesday night in Brantford, looking for their 2nd win of the season. Down by 2 here tonight. Pitch to Brandon. Fouled back to the screen. Brandon Hernandez, 1 for 4 tonight.
Klepper, probably one of the highest profile acquisitions for Red Sox this year. Four-year player in Division I between Presbyterian and North Dakota State.
High and outside.
So he'll be
Good
going
take by Hernandez.
Be going into his senior year. North Dakota State made the NCAA tournament this year, by the way.
Foul to the left.
Ben, I don't know if you know this about me, but I love college baseball. I'm sure.
You're always asking me about college teams, and I have to apologize because I don't follow it nearly as close as you do.
Yeah. Well, the College World Series starts tomorrow. I was asking a bunch of players who they think is actually going to take the title, and it seems like the consensus might be Arkansas.
And who are they playing?
There's 8 teams.
Oh, okay, so tournament starts tomorrow, you're saying. Called strike 3 as Hernandez is frozen, and a big strikeout for Colby Klepper. Can't say enough about this relief outing for him here tonight to keep the Red Sox in this game. 3 outs to work with. They trail by 2. It's 8-6 Barrie. As we head to the 9th, you're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Join us this summer at the Baycats Summer Baseball Camp.
See you this summer.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Ignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit UW.
Nothing to Play brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uw.simcoemuskoka.ca.
Timmy Trumpet and Rob Daniels ushering in Carlos Sano out of the bullpen in this 2-run Barrie lead. Sano, the native of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. And he will try to close it out here in the 9th.
You're looking for his first save of the season, just a 2-run lead to work with here for the Barrie Baycats. 5th appearance of the year in the IBL for Carlos Sano, and his 4th in relief. 8 innings pitching to a 1.13 ERA so far, so much better start to his year, a much more structured start to his year, I'd say, for Carlos Sano, knowing that he's probably going to be put in that closer role like he was last year.
Definitely the presumptive closer for Josh Matlow out of the bullpen. 15 appearances last season, but 6 of them were starts. Took a while for them to kind of figure out that closer role for him. Ended up with 4 saves, 2024 campaign. Quick chat on the mound as Tyler Plumpton wanted to run out, and second baseman Francisco Hernandez as well in on the chat as they discuss how they want to work to Matt Torrenson, the first baseman. Torrenson reached base twice tonight, and now time is called as he wants to step out. So a lot of the delays here are trying to get everybody on the same page as we get ready to start this 9th inning. Fastball from Sano, low and away. Nick Burdett to follow, Jeremy Veilleux right behind him. So some veteran hitters for the Red Sox.
You can imagine this might be best case scenario for Brantford looking for a comeback. These veteran hitters coming up.
Called strike. Count is 1-1, I believe. On the ground to second. Francisco Hernandez makes the throw in time for the out.
Third baseman, number 25, Nick Burdett.
Nick Burdett will come to the plate for the 5th time tonight.
A couple doubles for him already. He's hit the ball very well. That second double coming off of Chris Lazar in that 7th inning. But now again facing a right-hander in Sano.
Sano works from the stretch, kicks, deals. First pitch is a high fastball. Baycats looking to improve the record to 5-6, and Burdett hits a high major league fly ball. Shallow center field. It's going to be the shortstop back on the grass. Brandon Hernandez taking it for the out, and there's 2 down.
The left fielder, number 12, Jeremy
Veilleux came into this game in relief of Brody Black. He started in the number 7 spot in center field. So with a win tonight, the Baycats will have an opportunity to draw even and get back to the 500 mark with a win against Welland here on Saturday afternoon. Sounds like a small achievement, but for a team that struggled out of the gate, that is an important hurdle for this ball club.
And the Welland Jackfish, despite that, their only loss of the season now coming to London, really haven't slowed down. A big win yesterday over the Hamilton Cardinals, so they keep trucking along in their offensive output so far this season.
The Jackfish have been really impressive here in 2025, dominating in virtually every offensive and defensive category. Pitching has been outstanding. That is going to be a great ball game here on Saturday afternoon. The defending champs against the first place Welland Jackfish. Sano, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will do it as the Baycats hold on for an 8-6 win here tonight against the visiting Brantford Red Sox.
Really impressive performance down the stretch from Baycats pitching. It didn't seem like it was going to be this close of a game after the 6th inning, but the pitching really held through. Juan Benitez getting the win and a very nice outing from him, only allowing a couple runs. So for Barrie, they want to carry this energy into Saturday in that huge game against the Welland Jackfish coming up on Saturday afternoon.
Baycats got the lead in the bottom of the 2nd inning tonight and held on, but give the Red Sox credit, they didn't go away and made this an interesting finish right down to the wire. But it's ultimately the Baycats prevailing 8-6 tonight here at Athletic Kulture Stadium. As Julius mentioned, we have that big 4:05 game here on Saturday. We hope to see you then. Matty Gale and Julius Hern, my name is Ben Davy. We'll see you next time. Good night from Athletic Kulture Stadium in Springwater Township.
Hey fans, don't forget that the Baycats are right back here at Athletic Kulture Stadium this Saturday for another Paul Sadler Motors Junior Baycats Day at the ballpark. First pitch is at 4:05 p.m.
Saturday's going to be fun.
Yeah. You can get your tickets at BarrieBaycats.com or at the box office before the game.